Hello, everybody, and welcome to Tides of Death. How are you guys doing today?
We're doing
fantastic,
great.
Neil.
Amazing.
We're having a great vacation.
Excellent. We will hear more about your vacation shortly, but first, does anyone have any pirate facts for us or seafaring facts? Does anyone want that sweet 5% experience boost?
No, I want it.
I have one too. We should roll to see who gets to say it.
Oh,
And
yeah.
we didn't
Wait,
get one last week. Can you just both do one?
Yeah, we can both do one, no?
Yeah, we didn't get one last week.
All right, fuck it. Let's both do it. I'm on board.
You go first, Potato.
All right, sure. So before inventing a way to measure time
Shit.
that was
Ooh.
viable, it was impossible to calculate your longitude, and you had to use dead reckoning. And the British actually put out an award to invent a way to measure time at sea, and the guy who ran the program was trying to win the prize. So when the guy invented a portable watch, he would refuse to certify it as the winner, so he could work on his weird astrolabe calculating from the stars type idea. So for 30 extra years, we couldn't calculate longitude because this dude just wanted this prize.
Wow.
Shit.
I did not know that. But yes, you bring up a great point. Figuring out where you are in the ocean is extremely difficult when there's no landmarkers. Like when you're beyond the view of land, how the fuck do you know where you are? How do you know if you're going north or south? North or south is a little bit easier to determine, but not really that much on a cloudy day. Being able to navigate by the stars is a difficult thing because also cloudy and getting exact measurements of these things, then you need really good astronomy to figure it out. Long sea voyages was a very, very difficult thing until we could learn how to tell time at sea. Very good fact. Why don't you take 8% instead of 5 for your extraordinarily important seafaring fact?
Awesome. Let me just calculate that now.
Nice work.
Nick,
Yeah.
what do you got for
Okay.
us?
Well, it doesn't talk about, the history of the calculation of time. It's not as in-depth as that. It's also not as long, so I'm feeling a bit self-conscious now.
Oh,
But
it's okay.
everyone knows. I'm going to embellish a little bit.
He's
Everyone
gonna
knows
do the eye patch one.
the skull and bones on the flag, right? And that means pirates, right? But the flag,
the Roger, yeah.
the skull and crossbones, yeah. But there wasn't just one pirate flag. In fact, there was a number of flags that meant different things. And one of the key ones, and this is the one that if you were on a neutral ship, this would be one of the most scary things to see, would be a red flag being risen, which means that they would take no quarter and everyone would be killed.
Also, a scary fact to see in a relationship.
Means
go.
more or less the same thing. You're right. Well
Yeah.
done. Nick, take your 5%. Jan, take 1% for extrapolating it.
Nice. We'll tell the one about the eye patch mutant, that might get you some XP.
Yeah,
I was
the
about to
same
tell you guys,
percentage as you.
Did you know that pirates wore eye patches so they could see better?
I have a good fact, okay? I'm just gonna share it next week.
My fact
It's a
lives
meta
in
fact
Canada.
about pirates.
Okay.
Fuck. How do I know when my?
I take the difference between my next level and this level, and then
Yes.
multiply it by the percent. Yeah, okay.
Yes.
What's the XP for level 5 and 4?
I'll give it to you.
2, 4, 8,000 for level 4, 16,000 for level 5.
So I take 8% of 8,000.
Yes.
I actually just got 560
1% of
XP.
No,
which
you
is
should get
pretty good.
1% of 8,000.
Yeah, 1% of 8,000, which
Okay.
is 80.
80. All right. Does anyone have anything to start us off, or should we jump right into the game? Do you want to tell us about your vacation and your travels?
There's not much to tell. I was just having an awesome time driving around. I will say, as a German who bought a fun car that is fun to drive quickly, it is very unusual to drive outside of Germany and realize that everything has a blanket speed limit and I can't actually go fast anymore.
Yeah. First
Why is
world
that
problems.
Germany has no speed limits? It's crazy.
It's a cultural thing, and the automobile lobby is pretty interested in it. But also, as a former traffic engineering student, I will say the Autobahn is probably genuinely the most safely constructed road in the world.
They have it's serious safety features on the side
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and all- yeah.
Like what?
Just the way that barriers are constructed and upkept and everything is like better than in most countries.
And even German cars have like those deployable roll cages, like on convertibles and stuff like that.
Yeah.
When the car detects that it's rolling, it's pretty sick.
Really? Wow. Crazy.
Wow.
Driving facts, Neil. That's got to be worth %.
No. Unless it's carriage facts.
Okay. Carriage facts.
Yeah. So where last we left, the party had been in a wee bit of a scuffle, and Nilrim was knocked unconscious. Archie and Captain Winters both managed to get themselves to 1 hit point exactly, and Sail is still at full HP after summoning Rohi to drag their enemy into the depths of the ocean and pull them under the sea.
Awesome.
And all of our stuff has been stolen. Well,
The only thing that
Impounded.
matters, yeah. So
Neil, describe to us again. I think we went over it quickly the last time. You said something about horses and tracks.
yes, on the other side of this line of foliage over here to the left of the screen,
Yeah.
just maybe 1,000 feet or so beyond, there are tracks in the sand of what looks to be about a dozen horses or so. Looks like those were the horses that came up, were parked out there, and then rode off with the escaped people.
Would it be possible for 4 men to take all 12 horses whilst riding the horses themselves? Yeah.
Yes, but it is a more difficult task if you want to lead a whole bunch of horses. If you want to lead them while you're walking, it's not that difficult of a thing. To lead a lot of horses at a gallop away can be a more difficult thing. You might have to slow your speed, or you might have to just let them go if you're really trying to get away very quickly. So maybe they couldn't take them all.
But they're all gone, you said.
Well, sure, but just because right on the long side of a foliage, there's desert inland, and then there's this big jungly section right up next to the ocean. So you can't see any horses out in the ocean or out in the desert. But that doesn't mean horses weren't let go and walked into the shade or walked to the area where the grass is and are just out of line of sight.
So I think we're just about catching our breath, me and Archie, as Sail comes strolling out of the water, telling us that his god has taken the sheriff.
Yep.
He looks fine. We're kind of fucked, and Nilrim is down. Maybe we're just now discovering, searching the compartment where the drums were and finding that they're gone.
Mm-hmm.
We've got to go after them. We can't let them get away with those. Help me with Nilrim. And I start to try and drag him to the top of the ship to hide him in the compartment.
I'll help you.
I'll go to help when I see Archie, and I'm just kind of you guys are in no shape to fight again.
Archie will cough up a little bit of blood and I'm fine. It's okay. I got this.
We just got to intimidate them. We can cover our wounds a bit. Hopefully they won't realize how beat up we are. You can take the lead, Sail.
Yeah, no worries. Intimidation. I'm gonna grab Nilrim's dagger that I assume is on the ground, and then cut off the heads of the 3 guards we killed.
Holy shit.
A dagger is an extremely difficult tool to remove someone's head. You can do it, but it's going to be a bloody fucking mess. You will be up to your elbows, and your face and your chest will end up covered with blood, because it's going to be hacking and sawing and trying to pry it in there. You can totally do it, but I just want you to visualize the carnage that will be all over you when you're done.
Oh yeah, that's no problem.
Just before you get into that, as I drop Nilrim in the hole and I look over to see Sail to start sawing the heads off some of the guards, I'll pop back down into the hole, leaving the hatch open, and I'm gonna try with my dagger just scroll a little message for Nilrim if he wakes up, saying that they took the drums and we're going after them. Stay here, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I linger down there for a while, hopefully to avoid seeing Sail butchering these people.
Yeah. Okay. You can come out later. Sail will still be butchering. It's a long process to remove heads with daggers.
Yeah. And a rapier wouldn't help, right?
No.
It's
No.
pacing.
Not even,
Yeah.
not even slightly.
I
You guys-
feel like my anatomy skill would make me be able to do it a little quicker.
Yeah.
I think
And
so.
butchery.
Definitely, both of those would make it go more quickly. Certainly.
And when I eventually get the heads off, I'd like to tie them together and hang them over my shoulder.
I offer you
How
a piece
many?
of burlap cloth to house them in if you would like. So you can wrap them up in a bit of cloth, and you can throw it at them if you want.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
So
I'm
you have
deleting my burlap cloth.
4 heads tied together with some burlap cloth over your shoulder.
Yep.
Excellent. All right. Well,
All right, let's get a move on. I doubt they could have taken all those horses. We might see them out there. Let's get going. And I think we begin to follow the tracks if we can now.
so you go to the desert side of the line and walk along that, following the horse prints in the soft sand.
Yeah, seeing it's a desert, I'll make sure we stock up on water from the boat and stuff.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think you guys don't have much in the way of carrying capacity for water, but town is only a couple hours walk from here, so
Okay.
I don't think there's a lot of water cases. What do you call them? Water skins on your character sheets.
That's fine. Can I refill my stones? I had 10.
Yeah.
Now I've got 7.
Yeah, you can refill to 10.
Thank you.
As you follow the horse tracks, sure enough, your suspicions are founded. There's a clear section where the all but 4 horses were let go, and you can see their tracks as they slowly meander into the wooded zone, the grassy zone.
Can you two ride?
I don't. I stole a horse once, but it threw me
That'll do.
off.
That'll do. We got more chance catching them on horseback. If they've abandoned the horses here, they'll be on a gallop.
All right.
Is being able to ride a horse like a general skill that everyone kind of grows up having, or because
There is a horseback riding proficiency, which allows you to do more useful things with the horse. And then with a well-trained horse who can handle a rider, anyone can sort of ride it. But if you
the
get in
horse does all the
combat,
work.
then you get wrecked, or if you have to jump over anything, you get wrecked, or if there's anything difficult, then you just get fucked.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure Archie's never been on a horseback before.
Yeah, but if you sit on a horse and it's a well-trained horse and there's other people going in your direction, they're herd animals, it should be fine.
Yeah.
Can I go wash the blood off myself? Because I don't think the horse will like it.
Yeah. So you can follow these tracks through the grassy area all the way to the other side where the ocean is. You can wash yourself off there while the other 2 follow these tracks looking for the horses. And you will find them at a small little spring, little bubbling pond in the middle of this swath of greenery that runs down the coastline. And you only see 3 horses here. The other ones must have wandered off somewhere else. And of the 3 horses, 2 of them are they don't have much more than a saddle and some reins and a bit and a bridle. But one of them has some bags, which includes, you see some ropes hanging out of the bags. There's some cloth. Looks like I wouldn't say the pack animal, but the horse that carries all of the useful supplies for this little short expedition group.
You're making out like we've searched the bags. Can we get up to the horses fine? And
No. You haven't searched the bags. You can just see some stuff hanging out of them. You haven't even gotten to the horses. You just see them across the way, drinking from this pool of fresh water.
Okay. I go into my rations and I want to pull out some bits of cheese, some nuts or whatever I think horses might eat.
Sure. Yep. You can find some dried fruit in there.
Actually, do the same. Let's get some food.
Okay.
Arch does the same. And
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
we'll eat.
No. Archie, it's not for you. It's for the horses. Come on. we start
Archie
to
will definitely
explode.
start snacking on this, 100%.
We start to edge our way towards the horses, and I start making, horse noises like that. Right?
Yeah.
That works 100%.
Yeah. You are not a proficient animal handler or horseback rider, are you?
No.
give me a non-proficient animal handling or
Charisma?
horseback riding check.
Is horseback riding dex?
Nope. Horseback riding is wisdom
What is
plus
animal
3.
handling?
Wisdom
They're
plus
all
1.
wisdom. Okay, I'm gonna do horseback riding then, since it's willpower plus 3.
Yeah. So it'll be half your willpower plus 3 at the end.
Oh, okay, that's actually better than I thought. So D20 plus 9.
All right.
Yeah,
Wait,
you
do I
don't
not get a bonus? Wait, I should get a bonus with food and the horse noises.
Those are what are allowing the check at all.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, you are close. You can get up pretty close to these horses, and then they get like a little skittish. They can probably smell the blood on you. These are definitely not combat war horses, and you're kind of gross. You know, you're at 1 HP. You just hack some people to death. They seem scared.
Are they running away, or they just seem scared?
They just, back away from you a little bit and sort of stamp their feet. You don't want to get kicked by a horse.
Yeah, sure. Well, I try and take longer to calm them down before I feel like I can grab a hold of their ropes.
Yeah, by this point, Sale will have returned, having just washed himself of all the blood.
Sale, can you calm these things down?
Yeah, I'll do my best. I'll put like the little bandolier of heads down,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'll sort of like I'll kind of like nonchalantly, like not looking at the horse, kind of like walking near it, and I'll like stoop down and pick up some grass. I kind of hold it out without looking at the horse, like I'm trying to entice him to come over to my hand.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Why don't you also make me a willpower check at half your willpower and then add 3 because you're not a proficient horseback rider or animal handler. So for you, that'll be D20 plus 11. I can't.
Is his
8
willpower
plus-
16?
Yeah. 8 plus 3 is 11.
Yep.
You can do it.
You can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can get the horses to come on over and get some munching on your grass and whatever little bits of fruit that you can pull out of your ration pack. And the horses feel comfortable enough with you that after maybe 10 minutes, you can like stroke its mane and the horse seems pretty chill and the rest of the party can slowly approach as the horses have accepted you as non-threatening creatures.
Can I specifically spend like an extra bit of time like scratching one horse like on the neck,
Mm-hmm.
like just making sure I make good friends with him?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can befriend this one in particular. Is it the one with the pack or is it one of the ones without the pack?
Yeah, it'll be the one with the pack because I'm gonna try to get it to carry the heads. So I want it to trust me.
Yeah. Yeah, you get the horse to cozy up to you and be kind.
Archie's weirded out by the horse's eyes, so he's kind of staying away.
Anything particular about horse eyes that are weirding you out, Archie?
They just seem soulless to him. He's a little bit
Yeah, I get
distant.
that. Yeah. Right.
I point to the largest horse and say, "All right, Archie, that one's yours. Sail, help him."
Yeah, I'll go over and I'll hold my hand out and I'll like hold the horse and like lead it over to Archie.
Mhm.
And,
Archie will hesitatingly try to befriend the horse, I guess, or try to make amends with it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the horse seems comfortable enough with you, despite its dark, empty eyes.
Can the horse get an intimidate check on Archie?
I think it's already passed.
That's already one, yeah. All right, I jump on my horse, Sail gets on his, and then we start following the tracks back to the desert bit and following them.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
All right.
Oh, can we, before we set off, can I just quickly rifle through the packs on that horse to see what it was?
Yeah, you can find some pairs of manacles, some rope, some food, some water, and you can find two small canisters that look like they screw open and shut. They're maybe, this tall and about yay wide, sort of like I don't know, container of lip balm or like one of those little mint tins that are short and round.
So it's like a flat tin.
Yeah, about yay big.
Can I open one and see what it is?
Mm-hmm. There is some sort of cream in here, some sort of like yellowish, reddish, creamy substance.
I'll toss it over to the captain and be like, "Do you know what this is?"
Take a look at it. Yellow, creamish, red substance.
Yeah, it's kind of got like swirls of yellow and red through it.
I sniff it.
It smells sort of sweet.
I shrug. I've got no idea. Maybe
Weird.
normal though. All right. Do you want it back?
I mean, the horse can carry. I guess this horse has the pack, so yeah, throw it back.
Okay, I throw it back to him. We should
Okay.
take that though. All right, and we follow the tracks now. I attempt to go a bit faster if possible. I know we're not proficient riders.
Yeah, it's a little awkward to get you guys on your horses going down the beach. The horses seem to want to be going home anyway, so it's not too hard to get them to go that way. Getting some good speed, you're definitely not going to be able to catch the riders who left. They're proficient and they're at a gallop, but you can make your way towards town rather quickly. And you've been here before. You can see it in the distance. It gets closer, and soon you are at the range where it's time to discuss what you're going to do when you enter town.
Well, I think we look for 4 horses that are sweaty, that look like they've been running.
Yeah.
So you're just gonna
Probably
roll into town on horseback then?
I think so, yeah. I think we sail at the front, me and Archie behind. We walk in a triangle through town, giving mean looks to the peasants.
Yeah. You guys
Brandishing
can
our weapons, on the side. Not drawing them, but
you guys can
showing them.
trot into town. 2 of you, clearly wounded badly. 1 of you totally fine.
Right. Well, hang on. How obvious is it that we're wounded badly? Could we not have tried to cover that up a little bit? I did
Maybe, but when you're hurt or injured or exhausted, it just shows on your body language. You might be like favoring your side a little bit. Your breathing might be a little bit labored. Your face is just gonna look, worn. You can tell when someone's not at their full potential.
Okay, but it's possible to put on a front and make out like you're not as injured as you are.
That's true.
Like a brave face.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's what I'm doing at least.
Okay.
That's why I encourage the others.
That seems like something that Archie would do. It seems like if you're like rowing on a boat for a while and you're like injured or you're not feeling too well, you're gonna try to hide it to
Yeah.
not discourage everyone else.
Okay, I'll make some secret charisma checks for you guys to see how well you hide these things, because you're all expecting to hide it pretty well, and you know what each other actually, like your actual conditions are, so you can kind of see through each other's hiding just by knowledge.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. You guys trot into town, and sure enough, you can spot 4 sweaty-ass horses. I guess they're a little less sweaty now, but still tired from having been run, hanging out near the sheriff's station, near the dock side of town. You can also see in a skiff, maybe 1,000, 1,500 feet out from the dock, are what appear to be a few town guardsmen in a boat rowing towards that prison ship out in the harbor.
How far out are they?
1,000 feet, 1,500, something like that,
From us or from the shore?
from the shore.
Okay.
Is there anyone around?
Oh yeah, there's tons of people walking through town. There's these like big boardwalks that are lifted up off the dust to keep people's shoes and boots and feet clean while they walk about. There's big overhangs to protect people from the sun. There are carts and wagons pulling goods through town. Lots of lumber being pulled through here. Other miscellaneous supplies. You don't see any carriages or anything like that. There's some ladies out with big sunbrellas to protect them from these scorching rays.
I jump down off my horse and look through the window of the sheriff's station.
I'm gonna say to Nick, I think they're going to get backup.
Yeah. If we're lucky, they haven't taken the drums with them.
Yeah.
And I look in the window to see if there's anyone left in there.
You can peer on in, and you don't see anyone.
I'm gonna kick the door in.
It seems to be locked.
Archie, kick this
I'm
door
gonna
in.
kick the door in.
All right, there's people around. If you kick this door down, it's going to be a public event.
I mean, We're literally rolling into town covered in blood with the heads of town guard with us. I mean, I think it's already a public event.
Sure. Cool. I just want to make sure that everyone's on the same page expectation-wise. Archie, give me an open doors check. It is on the front page of your character sheet. There's a number. You want to roll that or lower on a d20.
I just roll a d20, yeah?
Yeah, and you want a 10 or lower.
Got it.
Oof. You give a good shoulder into the door, and it just like hits right into one of your wounds, and you like, brace yourself under the pain, and the door shudders from the attempt, but doesn't quite move. You can continue trying this one every minute, because eventually you can bash down a door, but...
Watch my back, I'll pick the lock. I crouch down next to the door and pull out my thieves' tools and start working quickly on the lock.
Yeah.
I'm going to stare very menacingly at everyone nearby.
People stop what they're doing when they see Archie try and knock down the door. And then as John leans up to it with some lockpicks, you can see people beginning to run for cover and scatter about. There remains one young child, a young boy who's on the boardwalk that shares the sheriff's office, who's just staring mouth agape at the three of you.
I'll like do this to him. I'll like tell him to come over.
Nice.
The kid walks forward a little bit terrified, but also a little bit curious.
I'll give him 2 silver coins and tell him to go home.
Takes the coins and runs in the opposite direction.
Kid's lucky. I was going to take him hostage. All right, I tried to pick the lock, Neil.
Give it to me. Yeah. It will take you 9 minutes to pick the lock.
What?
D10 minutes to pick a lock, yo.
So
but
it probably would have been quicker for
everyone's
options,
left.
but never
Let's
mind.
just pick it in.
Yeah.
Can I?
Well,
also
yeah. I mean,
make
I
an
think
attempt?
if it takes me like a couple of minutes, like, and it's not, I'm not getting. Can I tell it's going to take a while?
you can...
So I feel
Yeah,
like I
like you
know
feel
I'm
you're
not
like
that
you're making
close.
progress. Like it takes you maybe 2 minutes to really understand the arrangement of the lock, because it's not the standard tumblers that you might have been used to. This one has one of those like keys that has the the up and down bits to it, so you've got to like reassess the situation and find all the bits. So it takes you a few
I think
minutes
after
to...
a couple of minutes. I like, for fuck's sake, and I take the lockpicks back. Archie, give it another go.
All right. You got it, boss.
Another slam into the door and shutters off it on its hinges. You push and kick and smash into it. Another minute of just trying to bash it down goes nowhere. Inside,
Mark,
a
what are you
voice calls
doing?
out, "Hey, you out there! We're armed in here! Knock it off!"
You said I didn't see anyone in there.
You didn't.
We're coming in. Stand back. We're coming for our shit.
We got a crossbow, loaded and pointed at the door. You come on in. You're gonna get shot.
You'll be shooting your sergeant, or your sheriff. Sorry.
The voice goes quiet inside.
I look to Archie. Don't get shot, Archie. I stand out of the way of the door. Wait,
Oh,
in fact,
Glenn.
hang on. I sneak around the back of the house and try and find another window.
Yeah, you can go around to the backside. You will find a couple other windows, and peering through one of these, sure enough, you see a single town guard with a short sword out, standing right next to the door, flush with it, so you couldn't have seen them through the window on the same side of the wall as the door, and kind of looking, waiting.
Wait, is there a check I can roll to see how convincing they were about having a crossbow?
You can make a charisma check, see if you think they're lying to you.
I want to do that.
Yeah, do it. They
I'm
seem
gonna
pretty
specifically-
certain. Pretty real. What were you going to say, Sam?
I was gonna say I'm gonna make sure that I'm like the first one in the door because I recognize that my friends are like.
Yeah. Well, I come back around the side of the house and I'll whisper to them, "It's no crossbow. He's got a sword. He's hiding next to the wall to the right of the door." And I sneak back around to the window I was at.
If you're going to be kicking down a door, whoever's kicking the door down is going in first. The momentum will carry you through. So if you want to be the first one in, Sale, then you got to be the one to kick it down.
Let's see, do I have a spell that can maybe help me here? Nope.
Is this like super thick glass here, Neil?
Can I make an attempt at kicking the door?
You can. You need an 8 or lower on a d20.
Good strength.
The windows here are like wooden shuttered, but not glass bound.
So I feel like I could rip it open if I want to.
It would probably take you a little while. You know, it's well made. It's a sheriff station. It's designed to be solid and not easily breachable. But given sufficient time and tools, absolutely. Just as you're thinking about ripping through the door, though, or the window, Sale gives the door a solid kick with his foot right next to the handle. None of this running into it with his shoulder shit. And the door goes, throws itself open. You come tumbling through with your forward momentum, Sale, and the guy on the inside makes an attack. It is a 7 plus some other things, a total of an 11.
He still has armor spell.
Still have my armor, I think.
Yes, you do have your armor spell. So the sword comes down like right in front of your face, and then at the last moment, like wobbles a little bit and avoids cutting off your entire nose. You're inside. There's one guardsman with a short sword who is backing up to the other side of the room, holding you at sword's length. Don't come any closer. Reinforcements are coming. You get me, and they'll hang you.
I'm gonna like unfurl the bandolier of heads onto the floor and say, "Recognize these guys."
Guy backpedals quickly. Don't come! I swear, don't come any closer.
I'm gonna slowly approach him so he can't get too far, and I'm just gonna say, "Just give us our stuff, and we'll leave. No more of your friends have to die."
All the way in the far corner, he takes his short sword extended at arm's reach, which is like wobbling as it faces you, and points to the other side of the room next to some jail cells where there is your large drum sitting.
God.
I'm going to.
We'll arrest you. If you get any closer, we'll arrest you. Put you on the ship.
Can
I drowned your sheriff with my bare hands. You're not going to do anything to me.
Can I punch the wall as hard as I can? Roll an intimidation check.
Yeah. Give me a strength check as you fist the wall.
I had a friend do that in real life. It worked as well.
The boards bend and one of them sort of snaps a little bit, breaking into the hollow space between the inside and the outside of the wall. The man's hand continues to vibrate and shake a little bit more strongly. Oh yeah. That's right. Just get out of here now.
So by now, I come into the room. I see the drums. Oh, thank the gods! All right, Sale, kill this idiot and let's get out of here.
Yep, I'll make an attempt to kill him. I assume.
He immediately drops his sword and drops to his knees. No, wait! Don't kill me!
I'll cover him with my rapier.
Mm-hmm.
And say, do we have to kill him? I've killed enough people today.
No, get out of here, kid. Wait, where's the keys to the cell?
Yeah, wait, I'm gonna make him carry the drum, actually.
Yeah.
So he starts to scramble forward and then stops as you guys change your mind.
You're gonna carry the drum, kid.
Is the drum locked in a cell, or is it just...
No, it's just tucked nearby.
You take the drum to the horses, and we'll let you go.
Okay. And he goes over and grabs the drum, still wearing his guardsman armor.
And where's the rest of our stuff, as well?
I think that was all that they had taken, was just the drum.
Okay, I thought he might have taken, our rations and rope and stuff.
No, they just took the thing that looked super interesting and possibly magical.
Okay, sure. Are we ready to go, Captain?
Yeah, no, let's go.
All All right, so the entire journey to the horses, I'm covering the guy with my rapier.
Yeah.
Yep. You can head back to the horses. The 3 that you guys had taken, plus the other ones that were tied up here. But by the time you get out here, a few of the other people in town have bravened up. A small posse has formed. There's some folks with pitchforks, some makeshift spears, farming implements like a scythe, what do you call it? A hoe, a couple other little farming tools, and they've formed up in the middle of the street, maybe 20 feet from the sheriff's front door. And as you guys come out, one of the people in town, big strapping fellow, young man, maybe 22 years old, but with large muscles, sleeves rolled up to just about his shoulders, arms crossed in front of him, forging hammer in one hand, says, "Who the hell do you think you are, marching into our town like that? Break it into the sheriff's station."
Who the hell do you guys think you are, coming to our ship and stealing our items, okay? We came here, we got drunk. I pointed at a guy in the crowd that I recognized from the bar. I bought you a drink last night, and this is how this town repays me? By stealing my stuff?
We're just here for what's ours. No one else has to die. This kid here can go back to his family. Just back the fuck up. Put down your weapons and go back to your homes.
They have numbers. There's like 15 of these people. And they seem pretty confident with their 15 against 3 of you. They outnumber you 5-1. So your threats seem to not be landing too well. Leave the kid alone.
All right. If I let the kid go, we can go?
The smith gives you a curt and short nod.
All right, I'll take the drum off the. Or actually, I'll say to Archie because I'm the healthiest, and I'll kind of like stand intimidating between us and the crowd, like no shit given. Or
Yeah, I'll elbow Archie. Archie, grab the drum.
I'll take it.
All right, let's go. Let him go, Sal.
I'll let the kid go.
All right. You guys can grab the drum, hop on your horses, and get the hell out of here. And just a little while later, you will find yourself all the way back down at the ship.
Someone stole a Nilrim.
Oh, that would have been great.
If you're in like a little letter made up of like chopped up magazines. If you want your wizard to live, bring 100 gold pieces to the slimy bucket.
As you trot down the beach towards your ship, you can see that small little skiff that has made its way out to that prison ship floating out in the harbor has turned around and has come back, this time with more people in it.
All right, well, we need to get the fuck out of here.
Yep. Immediately start setting the boat off.
Yeah. So, we try and push out back into the sea, jump on board.
All right. Well, it's going to be tough. Normally, you got 4 people to help out with this project, and it's a big-ass boat. It takes a while. Now, trying to do this with only 3 people, I'm going to need some sort of check here. How can we mechanize this?
It's
a
later in
strength
the
check,
day,
right?
and the tide has come in
Oh, yeah, that's true.
or gone out.
I mean, we've obviously pushed it far enough so that the tide wouldn't drag out.
But it might be a little bit easier depending on the
Yeah.
time of the day.
Yeah.
Right.
I
Let's
feel like,
say...
Archie and Sail could give strength checks to help push the boat up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to need a successful strength check from all 3 of you, I think.
Can I
which is actually
use
a tall
Bless to
order.
assist?
Use a what? I'm sorry?
Could I use Bless to assist in this check?
It doesn't matter.
No, it's not going to work.
He rolled a 1.
Yeah.
Like shit today. Holy
Oh.
fuck.
Yeah. Archie's wounds have really caught up with him. That slamming into a door has sort of just like ripped open the muscles in his bicep. And try as you guys might, you need a 4th person at least to get this thing going.
All right, so I think I'll grab my rope and some rope from the horse's bag, right? I want to try and tie like
Oh,
one of the ropes to the boat, and I'll like wrap it around my arms and like jump on the horse, and I'll get like Sail to do the same thing. Can we try and like ride the horses to drive the boat out?
Use the riding horses to pull the boat. Oh, clever. Very
You're a genius,
clever.
Captain.
I know. That's why they made me captain.
Yeah, it'll work. With 3 horsepower, you can tug the ship just far enough out that it'll begin to float slightly, and then you can move the horses and push it out to sea the rest of the way. Miller on board.
Just before it's getting out, I want to do a quick check to make sure they haven't like drilled any holes in our boat or anything like that. Make sure it's not sabotaged in any obvious way.
Correct. Your boat seems to be seaworthy still.
And Nilrum's still there, right?
Nilrum is still
hopefully.
on board.
All right. I think Nilrum's usually our navigator. I'm not sure who the second best navigator is. Or seamanship, is it? I've got 13 in seamanship.
I have 17 seamanship.
Okay, so
All right
Hey,
then.
check this.
It's
on
skills,
your
I think, if you have it.
Skills tab.
Oh yeah, I have 12.
Nice. You can get the boat out. Someone can get the drums going. It'll just take a few rounds of, warming up and getting to the right tempo. And then someone can hold on to the rudder and steer you guys wherever you would like to go. But where is that? Where?
I think we want to try and go back to base.
Yeah,
back to base. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is up against the current.
Luckily, we don't have to row ourselves, so we should be going at full speed.
And you can go at full speed against the current. Yeah, it'll take you about a full day to get back to your base from here. And you will see some other boats in the way going with the current, but none of them come after you, and I don't think you guys are in any shape to be chasing down any of these ships, so we'll just ignore them. And the next day, you guys find yourself at home. As you are approaching the base, I think
shit.
Nilrum will be waking up because he's
my
at
God.
0 exactly. So,
Oh, during that night, can I experiment with the tin of stuff and like do a test patch on my arm to see if it does anything?
sure, totally. What do you want to do with it?
I'm just gonna like put it on my arm and see if there's like a reaction to my skin.
Yeah, you rub it into your arm a little bit. Feels cool as it sits on your arm. But you don't notice anything changing.
Sail. Chuck that over here.
I'll toss it over to John.
I got like a cut along my forearm, and I'll like grab a little bit of it and rub it into the cut along the forearm.
Yeah, you rub it into the cut in your forearm, and at first nothing really seems to happen, but when you watch it for a period of a minute or so, it does start to knit the flesh back together on your arm.
My eyes go wide.
You have
It's
a
magic.
healing salve.
Some sort of poultice. I like throw it over to. I like grab a bit more on my finger and then throw it over to Archie, and I start like rubbing it into some of the larger wounds on my body.
Mm-hmm.
Is Nilrum
yeah.
awake at this point?
I think this would be the night.
Because if
before
Nilrum's
I'd-
fucking waking up, he's pissed. 'Cause we're
This
about
is-
to be back at base.
Probably while you are still unconscious that they discover
I mean,
this.
Yeah, I guess you've got a good point about wasting it, but I mean, you're
I'm
telling me
fucked.
that if you went on 1 HP and you just found magical healing for the first time in your life, you wouldn't put it on your wounds.
I don't think Nilrum would, but it makes sense that you guys would.
Yeah.
Archie's generally distrustful of magic shit, so he's gonna wait and wait for a day and see how you
Okay,
react
cool.
to it.
All
He
right,
needs to wait for the
He's
FDA to approve it first.
anti-vaxxer.
Yeah. John, go
okay.
ahead and add 1 to your HP, please.
Okay, thanks. How much of that have I used?
You've used, I don't know how, like a tenth of it or something, ish.
All right, cool.
That's fine.
I then, realizing it's worked, I grab the tin and go down into the deck to find Nilrum. who
Nilrum
like,
is
what, barely
unconscious, bloodied, in terrible shape.
Okay, I'm going to take a bit of the healing salve and place it on his wounds.
Mhm.
Mechanically, to get him to 1 HP so he can wake up and cast a spell to get us into the base, but, I
Yeah.
try and
So
get him back
that's
on his feet.
essentially that same day that you've left Whiteshore, you rub some of this healing salve into his wounds, and sure enough, they begin to patch up enough that his breathing slows to a more comfortable pace, and after maybe half an hour, he wakes up with spray from the bow blowing down onto him. Kind of wakes with a start. You're at 1
Nilrum.
HP, Nilrum.
You fell asleep. You doing all right, bud?
I did not fall asleep. I got fucking cut down, Captain.
Nilrum
Surprised you saw
sleeping
it.
on the job.
She got you from behind. She
I
tricky
didn't
one.
see it. I just felt it go in my back, and then I quickly passed out.
It's all right though.
How did it fare?
Yeah. Sail fed her to his god. I think maybe a few more of those, we might be off the hook. You and I give him a wink.
No, his eyes will go wide, and he'll go, "Rrr," and then he'll stop himself.
Actually, did we actually see this happen? From what I understood,
No.
I thought, yeah.
We just saw him push her under the waves, and then she never
Yeah.
came back.
I kind of came out semi-traumatized because I didn't think it would actually work, and then I was like,
But
something
you
grabbed
told
her.
us.
Yeah, I said something grabbed her.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
All right, Norm, we're back at base. We can't get in without your spell. Get up there and cast it.
This is the night before, right?
This is the
You
day
woke me up
before,
as soon
yeah.
as- Okay, yeah. So I should be able to get rest and then cast my spell in the morning when we get there.
Yep. You can rest on the boat. When you get to base, you will have a chance to memorize your spells. You can do so, and you all can enter in to the base. Coming on into your secret cavern.
Well, you know, that was quite a nice little trip until we got back to the boat.
Can Nilram research the healing salve?
You would know that healing potions and salves need to be made by a cleric, and you need to be a 9th level cleric to do so.
Unlucky.
Yeah. Probably a 9th level cleric with access to healing spells.
How many tins did we find? Just one?
3, I think.
Really?
I think I started with 3, but I corrected myself to 2. I think was the...
Oh, yeah, I thought you said a couple or something.
How about we
Yeah.
roll a 1d3, you know? Let's risk it for the
there are
biscuit.
2 tins.
So I will hold one, the one that I've been using. So shall I put healing salve -2 uses or something?
Minus
3.
3 because, Sail also used some.
So it's at 7.
And then
7
I
out of
throw
7.
the other one to
Yeah.
Sal.
There
I'll
are
let Sal
9
do one.
uses per solve, so you are at 2/3 capacity now. Yeah, I said 10-ish. It can be a little awkward
So
to...
mechanically, I'm to understand each use does 1 HP?
and
Okay,
it takes
cool.
some time to take effect.
Yeah. So it's 6
Just
out of
good
9.
for getting people up. Good.
Yeah, that's good to have.
It's more than.
It just means that we can avoid the whole, like, you know...
Oh,
you're
we
knocked
can't get into the
unconscious
base for
a week.
1 week. Yeah.
Oh, or that, yeah, as well.
What is the weight of a healing salve? Like 1?
Each tin weighs like a half pound. We'll say it a full pound because they're sort of awkwardly shaped, and encumbrance is not just the strength that it takes to carry it, but it's also the awkwardness. Like a 5-pound rug that's like 6 feet long, when rolled up, it would be more awkward to carry than just like a 5-pound bag of sand, So we'll call it 1 pound of encumbrance each. Encumbrance is kind of a fuzzy wuzzy concept.
I guess we'll just stay here for at least a week and get XP.
Yep.
Yeah, you
mean,
guys
yeah, I
can
think we heal
chill
up, yeah.
and rest.
And we've got... Have we
level up.
got herbs for herbalism? Or not?
I
Or, like, are we
believe
doing
you
2
should
HP a
have
day or
some
3?
left over from your initial trip into the Flotsam Island, but you this will run out of your healing herb supply.
We need 9 days for Archie to get to full health at 3 HP a day.
Jesus.
Yes.
If there's any remotely healing herbs that actually spawn on the island, I can find them quite easily.
That's true.
That's a good idea.
And since you're at full HP, you can spend your whole day crawling around the island looking for such things.
Yeah, I just need Nilram to let me in.
Yeah. I need you to make me.
the heads in the sheriff's station, right? Yeah. We didn't bring them with us. Yeah. Okay.
I need you to make me a perception check, Sale.
I could also use my locate plants and animal spells, like on one of the days.
Yes, but this perception check is for something different.
21.
21 is great. You had seen that giant lizard that was near the entrance. And as you're walking around the island searching for these things, you'll come across another one of these creatures. Luckily, you'll spot it at a safe distance where you're not endangered by the thing. But the island is crawling with these very large, somewhat aggressive lizards.
I'm going to freeze and stay very still and kind of just observe it for a minute.
It seems to be happily lazing on a rock, sitting in the sun. Just sort of chilling.
I'm going to escape the lizard as best I can. I'm trying to sneak away.
Yeah. You can go ahead and make me that herbalism check now. Actually, you said you have a spell that finds plants or animals?
Yeah, locate animals or plants. As long as I know what the plant is, I can find it. So
Then
it's like the
we don't
second or
even
third day.
need to make checks. You can find these things scattered across the island. You've got 9 days. We don't have to take it day by day. We'll just say you can go ahead and find the appropriate herbs and spices and things. So not a problem. You now have more than enough to heal everyone up for this journey, and then a few more for the next time you guys come home.
And we, when I see Sale coming in with the herbs, and after a day or two of using them, say, Sale, maybe we should plant some of those somewhere, so we don't have to go digging around the island every time.
Well, my family were farmers, so maybe we can set up outside one of the entrances a little herb garden.
Is there a garden
idea.
on the inside?
No, there is not.
No.
Could
we fashion like a planter if we wanted to?
You would
We're here
need
for, like, 2
sunlight
weeks, so-
is the problem. So inside isn't going to really work for you.
Does the Featherfall Tower have sunlight, or is it just a tower?
No, it does not. It does not
Does
breach
continual
the
light
surface.
count as sunlight or no?
No.
Yeah, I learned in Minecraft. All you gotta do is put up a couple torches, right?
Yeah. Curious if the continual light would work, but it doesn't. Okay.
I'll try to set up like a small rudimentary herb garden outside one of the entrances one of the days.
Easy enough to do if you've got some tools. You do have some carpentry tools, not great for digging in the ground, but you can make a rudimentary small, maybe like 5 feet wide by 2 foot thick herb garden. Do you guys use feet in Ireland? Are you familiar?
Yeah, we use feet in like general conversation, but mostly
Okay.
meters and CM in like any business or scientific.
Okay,
stuff.
cool. Just want to make sure we're all speaking the same language here. Ish.
Yeah, so it's like 0.8 meters by like 0.3 meters.
Are we good to do XP? I think normal level's up.
Yeah, I am just tallying XP right now.
We're all healing full, yeah?
And then if I do level up, I think you get to pick the spells, Koibu.
Yes.
Oh, is that like a mechanic of your class that the DM gets? to
We're
pick?
doing like every other, so I'll pick a guaranteed
Kind of cool.
next level.
That's
And
a
then
cool
this
idea.
level, I think he does 3 ones that he figures out. I don't know. Something like that.
Plus
Do you still have to roll for that moon?
I can't remember.
And then some story experience. So last
Role-playing
session,
experience.
you guys pretty much just came down to White Sands and did all that, right? There was, I think, a little bit of chatting with people on
closed off
Flotsam
some loose
Island.
ends. Yeah,
We
we
did a
closed
lot
off some
of
loose
our-
ends with Nightingale, and we did loads of role playing.
Yeah.
we did like 2 hours of continuous roleplay last time.
John found out who Sale's god was, somewhat.
Oh, right, right.
In quite a bad way, but still found out.
Okay. So I think it is 1,200 experience per person.
Time to do some math.
Can I have an extra 17 experience as well?
Yeah,
Koibu?
me too. Can I have an extra like 30 experience?
I need
please?
like an extra like.
Did you guys count your 10% already?
Yeah.
Oh, I did not. Actually, no,
Damn
I
it.
didn't.
I need 18 rogue experience now.
Oh,
How much
man.
was it? Sorry.
1,200.
Okay, I didn't count mine, so I think that he should still get it.
Maybe you should have brought up Pirate Fact mood, huh?
No, I'm good.
He's
Mine's
not
fine.
Okay.
You know, sometimes you get right up to the edge and you'll just have to cross it the next time you get experience.
I said to Jonathan, there's some lizards on this island. If we need more meat, we should go kill one.
That's a good idea. Yeah, I am feeling stronger. Maybe we should go kill a lizard. You encourage
Watch
this
the lizard
behavior
kill
now.
you.
Are you really gonna fuck with this Koibu?
Yeah, if it's like a level up, I'm going to kill a lizard. Fuck it, me and Sale are going.
You get 0 experience, you kill the lizard, you get some meat.
Why? They were a.
Because we're not going to play the, I know that I'm 4 experience away, so I'm just going to go grind lizards on the island game. We're not going to play that game. You get the meat. No experience.
I look up to the sky. What do you want from me?
Yeah, true.
Just... Ugh.
I'll walk around with a coin purse with exactly 17 gold worth of XP in it.
I steal it from him.
Nick, it's okay. We'll just get some role playing experience. Archie and John will put
Yeah.
on a play for the
Oh,
other.
nice. Yeah, it's a play from Aridon. It's an Aridonian play.
Nilrim levels up.
Nilrim, why don't you roll some hit points for us?
D6.
Ooh,
Unlucky. But I
that
get
is
calm,
not a great roll.
which is
Okay.
1.
Shit.
I get 2.
Man, what's happened to your luck in this campaign?
It's unlucky, dude.
No, it's bad times, yeah.
Well,
Level 4 now.
I'm level 4, and then I think we're gonna do the thing.
I'm going to get you some spells. I'm going to get them during the break because it'll take me a little
Cool.
while to find them. And why don't we take a break right now? When we come back, we can get some spells for Nilrim, and then you guys can set out on the continuation of the same quest, unless you're going to change over and start a new one. So see you guys on the other side of a break.
Back. Yeah.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Tides of Death. So our party is rested. They're healed. Nilrim has recast armor on everyone. He's gotten some more blessed leather. He's gotten 3 spells: Deep Pockets, Rope Trick, and what was the third one?
Taunt.
Taunt.
Just to clarify, we're not rolling for spells here, no.
No, these are the spells you automatically get on level up.
Problem, Nick?
No problem.
I am gonna retry to
Me?
relearn
No
knock.
problem. Of course not.
We're here for a little bit extra, so I'm gonna try to relearn knock. Is that cool?
Yep, you can try and relearn any spells that you have tried and failed before.
Okay, here's the D100. I want lower than 75, I think.
Oh, not
Fucking
good
unlucky,
enough.
man. It's alright. I'll live.
Armor. Man, you got the bad seed this time around.
He's
It's alright,
having
Nick.
terrible luck.
Yeah.
Right. Well, it's been a week or 9 days or so. How long?
9 days.
However long it takes Archie to heal, I think,
Yeah.
was our plan.
Over the 9 days, when I'm feeling a little bit better and I can get on my feet a little bit, I'll do some reading with Sale. Just to continue his reading proficiency.
Excellent. Oh, shit. Well, you do have that children's book.
What's that you said? 20 XP for helping you learn to read?
How generous of you.
Yeah, wow, yeah, thank you. No.
Fuck, what do I want? I guess fuck it. Reveal fog cloud. I need a tiny golden needle and a strip of fine cloth. Do they get consumed, Nick?
Yeah.
With the garment, which is reusable, the material components of the spell are a tiny golden needle and a strip of fine cloth.
So
I have
you
a
just
children's
sort
book
of-
for you to read, but I can't find it. Sorry.
Oh.
I actually am in the process of writing a children's book for this campaign.
Wait,
I
what,
looked
in
up. I looked up the monkey's paw and like the fisherman and his wife, and I was like, I can do like a nautical themed like wishing book.
Holy shit, you actually doing that?
Yeah, I was looking up the themes and stuff. I have like the first paragraph. It'll take me
Oh,
like a
fuck.
couple
There's
weeks
so
to
much
write.
money on that. You know how much Casey Price made doing that shit?
It's just a meme for the campaign.
Unbelievable. Nice. Oh, right, okay.
Have you guys ever heard about that like British children's book where the guy legitimately like hid an actual treasure that could be found with like clues through the?
Oh, yeah,
Children's
I watched
book.
some video about that once.
Yeah, it's really cool. Yeah.
Sounds fucking epic.
That's awesome. Imagine being a kid like finding it's like, no wait, Dad, there's a treasure in like Pemsworth. Let's go.
Righto. So, 9 days later.
Yeah. It's 9 days later for you, Pokemon.
9.
Good German skills. Good job.
Thank you.
Fancy.
If you look at our cameras, right, we've all got like light backgrounds apart from Potato's got like an evilly menacing dark background.
It's because I don't have my fuckboy lighting yet, so I'm like not fully moved in here yet.
I think it speaks volumes of your character. I think
Yeah,
he has a dark side for sure.
9 days later, the party is ready. Where are you going, party? What are you doing?
Well, let's cut to it. Let's have a discussion about it. So once everyone's, up and feeling better, and we can get out of our beds and start eating again in the mess hall or whatever. Well, everyone looks better. We'll be back on our feet again soon. We didn't really achieve what we set out to last time. Do you think we should head back to that prison ship? Has the added benefit now of maybe clearing up some loose ends of the guards there who saw us.
I agree. I just got a lot more insight. I know you didn't, Captain, but my magical prowess has just increased tenfold. Yes.
Oh.
And I am in the need of a few spell components. So maybe if we can stop by another town, or we can go over here. I point to the main coastline. Maybe that would be best.
What do you need?
I need a tiny golden needle and a strip of fine cloth. Koibu, I'm with the understanding that I don't think this is consumed. It doesn't.
For which spell is
might be.
this?
Deep pockets.
Well, first off, you need a article of clothing that is worthy of this. The tiny gold needle and the strip of fine cloth. In addition to the garment, which is reusable, the material components are these things. So the golden needle and the cloth will be consumed upon casting, but the fine garment is not. And it needs a 200 GP minimum cost value for the fine robe or light garment.
But that will not be consumed.
Correct.
Got it.
Getting
Well, is that
such
cool?
Yeah, so if you want to get a fine garment like this, it'll be a custom order, and you'll have to either place it yourself in town or have someone place it on your behalf and then come back and get it and manage it. Is this the sort of thing that you want to go and show your face in town for, or do you have someone in town who can buy things on your behalf?
That's a lot of gold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait,
It's
why
like
am I
more
buying
than
this?
25% of all of our money.
Sorry, I'm looking for rope trick. I don't know why I'm talking about that actually.
Oh,
Powdered corn extract and a twisted loop of parchment. I didn't care about deep pockets. My bad.
cool. Powdered corn extract and a twisted loop of parchment is pretty easy. The powdered corn extract is pretty fucking cheap. Twisted loop of parchment, I think you just get some parchment and then you turn it into a loop using some sort of glue, like some leftover rice that you kind of stick down into it, and then that should be fine. So you'll need parchment and powdered corn. You'll still need to make a trip to town for that.
Do we not have any corn in our rations that we could powder?
We bought a year's worth of ration.
You bought a year's worth of rations. You have like unpopped corn, like corn that would be used for popcorn. I suppose you could grind that down with a mortar and pestle. Yeah. Do you have a mortar and pestle in your... God, your base is like bare bones right now. I've made a check. You have no appropriate tools. You might be able to improvise some tools, but it'll be like a long, slow process to make it
We have
useful.
carpentry tools that we picked up from the keep, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was a mallet.
That's
Yeah.
true. Archie could make a wooden pestle and mortar.
Yeah, I have carpentry proficiency.
Yeah, if we can stay here like an extra day or whatever to do that, that'd be good.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's fine.
To grind down stuff.
And what about the parchment? Because you've got your spell book, but you don't want to start ripping pages out of that. That's way too valuable to turn into
That
a
is
simple
true.
scroll.
We'll figure that out when we get to the other town. It should be super easy to get parchment. So
Totally,
when we get
yeah.
there, I should be able to grab some.
Okay. 9 days later. Ready? You going somewhere? You
I think
headed
we should
back?
have a group meeting and talk first.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I think we were
I said about going to the prison ship. What do you think?
I'm on board. It could be dangerous, depending on if any of the White Prince's men have stopped off at that island and heard news of what went on. We could be heading into a more dangerous situation. And I think we should also talk about how dangerous it is for us to leave our ship unattended at night.
It's true, but right now we don't really have much option when we land somewhere until we've got fake papers. We can't dock at the docks.
We should probably try to come up with a solution or a plan to offset that risk.
Between the two of you, Nilrim, Sail, you can't magically hide the boat or something?
Not for more than a few minutes.
I shake my head.
Maybe we could hide the drum, bury it, something like that. Because that's the drum is the most important thing, and that's what they took. I'm just saying we should, when we land on islands, we should have a plan to secure our belongings.
Can the drum fit in our hold?
So your boat doesn't have a lot of like storage places. It's pretty much just like one deck. You could build something. You could build like a container or a chest that you could lock, and in which you could put things, and then it would be locked. And if someone came across your boat, they wouldn't be able to get into it. Does that work for you?
Yeah, if we want, we could do that. I also have wizard lock.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So we need
magical
to buy a
lock.
chest big enough to put the drums in. Is there no chests knocking around inside the base now?
No, of course not. It might behoove you at some point to just put a bunch of money into buying like nondescript generic supplies for the base. That way we can say you have like a chest knocking about, or a stone mortar and pestle, which would be way easier. Because like breaking down popcorn kernels with a wooden mortar and pestle, that shit is hard. Popcorn kernels are tight.
You said it was 20,000 SP to like deck out our base, or was it 2,000 silver pieces? You said this like a few episodes ago. I can't remember.
Yeah. I think 2,000 silver will give you sort of like a low level of small things. You know, you'll have cutting knives, you'll have shovels, hoes, you can make gardens,
Chests.
you'll have a mortar pestle, you'll have some chests lying about. It'll give you like most of your basic problems can be solved, but you don't have enough of these resources to really expend them, but it like takes care of all the things. You want to spend 20,000 silver on your base, and we can say you've pretty much got everything you could think of that you can buy in an ordinary situation on hand in good stock.
We're not-
Near.
But 2,000 silver pieces would deck out our base enough that like if we needed something, we'd probably have it.
Yeah.
Problem is finding someone to sell that stuff.
Well, I would say we go
now.
back to that island nation, right, where we bought all the food and stuff.
We could go back there, yeah. At least for now, though, we could at least bury the drum somewhere nearby the ship.
It's probably gonna take a while to bury, but yeah, we could.
And they might be looking out for us on our ship as well on the way back.
They might be at that island, sure, but
Well-
in the future.
Winters, we have unlimited time. You know, it's probably better that we don't go back immediately. I say we sail around, we go back to the island nation that we're friends with, we traded with for a year's worth of food. I think we spend the 2,000 to 3,000 silver, we get some stuff, we bring it back, we deck out our home, and then we go. Should be pretty quick.
Okay, I'm on board with that. That sounds sensible to me.
Okay. We do have one chest actually, and it's the chest that we carry around all the silver in. It's just like one chest, but yeah, we do have one.
Is that big enough to put the drums in?
If you dumped out all of your silver.
Yeah.
We can give the silver in the base, right?
Actually, probably not, because the drums are rather large. I think they're longer than the chest is, because you can hit them from standing. So you would need a large chest, which you do not have.
Can I make a chest with carpentry?
You don't have the hinges. You could make
Okay.
almost all of it, but you'd need a little bit of raw material, hinges, a lock.
Yeah.
Let's go buy the stuffs.
Is our boat gonna be big enough to bring back all the stuff in one trip?
Yes.
Okay, great. Well, let's do that then. This sounds good.
We'll bring 3,000 silver along.
Mm-hmm.
We have
Okay.
like 7,000 left, 8,000 left.
Yeah. So
Are you gonna take it off party sheet?
I will when we pay Neil. How much do you want to? Are we skipping getting there?
Let me just make some rolls, see if that journey goes easily.
I assume we're leaving at night and being careful, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Ooh.
not a good sound.
No.
You guys can head counterclockwise against the current, going back to that sort of reefy island situation that you had found before. The second day of your journey, you wake up to fog. Fog everywhere.
No,
Sort
not
of
again.
blanketing
Not
you
again.
guys. The waters are still
idea.
moving. The wind is fairly still. So you can keep powering forward, but you are sort of just blanketed in this endless sea of fog.
I scream and look at John. Did you say it?
I didn't. I think I'm up early. I wake Nilla up and we're out there. It's like, we need to go and speak to Sale.
Archie will look around confused. Like, say what? What do you mean?
Maybe I said it in my sleep, John.
You goddamn idiot, Nilla.
Well, I know you could have said it as well. I was asleep.
I wouldn't say it. I've only said it the one time.
I've said it like 4.
Sale,
Evan, it's
Sale.
just fog. We've been through this 100 times before. It's not that bad. We got this.
You don't know what happened, Archie, out there. It was just
Does the
like
fog
this.
look the same, Koibu?
I mean,
Or does it like remind us it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Sale,
I'll
Sale, wake
I'll
up.
wake up and I'll like rub my eyes. I'm like, what?
I didn't say it, Sale. I didn't say it.
Something's happened. The
Say
sea's still.
what?
It's the same as before, Sale. Come upstairs.
Can I like sense anything?
You can sense some dumbassery.
I stand up and I put my knee on the deck. It says, "It's just fog, you idiots."
How does he? Are you sure, Sale?
Yeah, look. I'll go like, "Ruh," but I won't say it. See, it's just fog.
All right. Well, I can't sleep anymore. I'm gonna keep watch.
Captain, how often have we been out at sea and fog has randomly rolled in? Come on.
I looked at John. I shake my head. They don't get it. They haven't seen what we've seen.
Yeah, he might be right though, Nora. Maybe it is just fog. Maybe it's just fog.
I'll start drumming early, I guess.
You guys can sail for the day. It is slow and awkward going through the fog. You can't really place yourself or make any good markers.
Oh, let me give you a navigation check.
You can make all the navigation checks you want, buddy, but you can't. There's nothing by which to navigate. All you can see is fog.
True.
This is why you need accurate timekeeping.
Unlucky.
So we're gonna have to more or less wait out the fog. You don't want to overshoot your island or run into something unexpectedly. And the fog will last us 2 days.
I'm getting
So you spend-
flashbacks here now.
2 days sort of floating out, trying to keep pace. And at the end of the fog bank, you guys come out of it and find yourself fairly near to Oaktown. You're on the backside of that island.
Oaktown is the skeleton.
The
island.
one, no, Oaktown is the one right next to Flotsam Island, right next to Port Ferris.
Oh, the one.
So
we
you're
popped
still
into.
about 1 day away. Yeah.
Okay. Well.
And then it is a simple sailing for the next day, all the way back to the place where you bought the rations. This place is called Crystal Cove. It is a sort of a big open ring island with some other small island formations within it. And there's that little floating station out there, that floating barge, by which people will come and trade with you. And I think it's simple at this point, right? You just want to buy basic necessities for your base. You know,
Basic necessities, some spell components. Do you want me to give you a list of those?
Yes, the spell components I'm going to need because those are probably
type
going
it
to
to
be
you.
in super limited form here.
I'd also like to pick up general news and rumor after that.
Well, everyone's talking about the massacre on Vacation Island. That is all that it has come through this area in the past couple of months, and that is the talk of the land. Did you know the Baroness's daughter was murdered by a rogue wizard together with a heretical cleric? They murdered the Baroness's daughter. They slaughtered the people in this, really seedy, dirty, sleazy place. Who knows why the Baroness's daughter was even there? The going theory is that they had actually captured her and dragged her back to the brothel to force her into work, and she tried to free herself, and they killed her during her escape. She died nobly trying to defend herself from these, evil men.
She's genuinely surprised to hear this story. And these people sound badass. Wow, holy shit. That's crazy.
They made the Baroness's daughter work in the brothel.
They tried, but she fought, and she escaped, and they killed her for it.
Some of these nobles could do with learning what it's like to live like a peasant.
Normal smile pretty creepily when they go into the details and stuff about that. He's getting a sick thrill from this.
Mm-hmm.
Like the serial killer who collects the papers after they kill everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give me a charisma check, Nilrum, for how well you can hide this. Yeah, you managed to not yeah. These people are none the wiser that you guys are involved in this, but that is the talk of the land. Is that nonsense? The other big thing is that the Grand Inquisitor is coming by pretty soon. He's coming island to island, checking up with all the youngins, make sure that none of them are possible spellcasters, or if they are, to assess their abilities. He should be coming by Crystal Cove in the next couple days or weeks, depending on his former travels. But he always comes by this time of year, every few years, in early summer.
Have you guys ever heard of a family with the seal of a golden lion?
Some noble assholes.
Sounds
I'm
familiar,
asking,
but I can't place it.
Huh. Interesting. I nod.
Who are they?
I'll ask him. I don't know. I was reading about it in a book. I was curious if you guys would know. There was just a simple passage about a seal with a golden lion, and I was curious if anybody around here knew. Do you guys happen to have powdered iron, powdered corn extract, and parchment paper that I can buy?
We can powder some corn for you, but we don't have paper or much in the way of blacksmiths over here, so nay to the other two.
What about slugs and leather?
Slugs?
Yeah, can I get a jar of slugs? For fishing, I say.
Well, we can get you some good fish bait if you'd like. That's not a problem.
I need slugs.
I like lean and whisper. I'm like, he eats them.
And
He will
enterprising
widen his eyes. He does what?
an enterprising young girl who's really just here to hold the things on the boat while the adults do all the trading, pipes up that she knows where some slugs are back on one of the land masses on Crystal Cove, and if you guys are willing to wait till tomorrow, she'll go gather you some slugs tonight.
I nod. Do you have any leather?
Yes, they have
take that.
some small amounts of leather, enough for your spell components.
Cool. What does she want for the slugs? Like a jar of 10 slugs. 10 or 20.
The jar is going to be the most expensive part of it all. So she will charge you 2 silver for a clay pot filled with slugs. With 10 or 20
hand
slugs.
her 3
Amazing.
silver. And give her
Nice.
a wink.
All right. The young girl takes the 3 silver, plops back down,
Wait,
and
how
they're...
young? I don't think I give her a wink if she's too young, Koibu.
Yeah, she's 14. It's
Okay, there's no wink.
Okay, cool. I was just going to
Real
gloss
quick,
over it.
Nick and Potato are switched on the overlay.
Oh my
okay.
god. How do you guys do this all of your time?
This was my fault. I dropped for a second.
It's pretty weird buying spell components.
While we're out there, though, I was going to say, get a bit of corn powder, right? Dredge the slugs in the corn powder. Deep fry them. Be all right, though.
Wouldn't be, wouldn't be bad.
It could be okay.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the heartworms.
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
We
Next
gotta-
week, we're getting a children's book and a cookbook about these players' adventures. I already have a D&D cookbook on hand right here.
No. Find the
Deep
slug
fried
rest
slug.
place. Oh, look, it's first entry.
I don't think there's anything in here about slugs.
Stupid cookbook, though.
Well, it's not just
Do you
a
have a first
cookbook.
edition Player's Handbook, Koibu? Or DM Monster Manual or whatever?
Not first edition D&D, no.
Oh, I meant second edition, like the first printing.
Second edition revised? Yes, because there was second edition, and then they revised it and re-released it. I don't.
And that
I
was
have
the new one, yeah.
Yeah, I don't have. I have an unrevised DMG, and then a revised everything else, and lots
Nice.
of it.
Have you guys eaten snails before?
Yeah.
Yes, they're delicious.
They're fun.
Yeah, I feel like they're delicious because they drown them in like garlic butter. The
They
texture
literally
kind
just
of
taste like
off-putting,
butter
I
and
think.
garlic, yeah.
They're just like, I kind of think like mussels, really.
Kind of like snotty.
Yep.
Yeah,
Gross.
Exactly like mussels.
Okay.
This
We'll
is why
stay
my
extra day
people
on here, I
left
guess.
mainland Europe and came to the United States to avoid eating snails and slugs. Thank you very much.
Oh, where's that corn dog?
That sounds delicious. Mystery meats.
I
Yeah.
also asked for like a glass jar of fireflies. I will pay extra for this for the glass jar. Do they got that?
They don't have glass jars on this little island out here. They pretty much just have whatever they can make, so they have no glass furnaces or anything like that.
Can I get a ceramic one of fireflies?
Yeah, they have clay on
For
the
the light
island.
spell, do I need live
No,
fireflies?
no, no.
Or can they be dead?
They
Okay,
can be dead husks. That's fine too.
cool. I want like 20 fireflies.
Yeah. Let's see.
Oh,
Oh, natural one on the die.
Awfully
There are no
suspicious.
fireflies on this small little ring island out here.
Lucky.
Yeah, you're gonna need to head to a larger island for that sort of stuff.
That's fine. Okay. I paid the silver off mine for my spell components. What do you want to call that? 3 for the slugs.
What were the
And
other
then what do
things
you
you
need
got?
for the-
Leather. Put out another 3
Leather
for the
and
leather,
cornstarch.
and the corn you can pay a silver for.
Okay, I take it off.
There we go. Here.
And
now-
then are we dumping 2,000 into
if that's what it costs, yeah, for equipment. Is it
what's like a
2,000?
good amount for equipment? I think we just want to pay like a good amount and not have to worry about shit.
yeah, so pay 2,000 silver, and that will cover all of your really basic needs. Now you'll have a stone mortar and pestle. Now you'll have like appropriate cooking tools. You'll have like a shovel and a hoe and a pick, a little bit of extra rope.
All right, I'm
You get
writing
like a
level
proper
1
dinner
basic
table.
equipment.
Perfect.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's a good way of phrasing it.
I want to buy like hinges and stuff because we have carpentry tools. We're gonna be spending a lot of time in base, so like we should start making our own like benches and like chairs and stuff like that. So
You're
in
gonna
that
need a
2,000
bigger island for that. Crystal Cove
Okay.
they don't have a lot in complicated supplies. Their best exports are food and water. Everything else is kind of crap. But if you can go to Port Ferris or Oaktown or any of these other places that has a proper dock,
Okay.
a proper port, then you should be able to get those sorts of supplies.
Cool.
Could I offer my services as like a untrained doctor to make a discount go since we're staying the night? Like if anyone, I have some training. If anyone has any old wounds, I could maybe help them with.
How do you approach this conversation topic? What would your character actually say to them?
I would say, well, since we're staying the night, I have some training as a doctor. So if anyone needs help, I imagine you don't get many doctors around here. So if anyone needs any help, let me know. And maybe you guys can give us a small discount on these purchases.
Oh, that's so very kind and gracious of you, but our cleric of Astaire takes care of us in those ways.
Yeah, no worries. I don't know anything about this island.
Yeah, well, there are a couple of villages scattered throughout, and one of the larger islands within the ring has a small temple on it. And there's a cleric of Astaire there who heals the sick and the wounded and the weak. So we
Really?
haven't
I
had need of a...
I haven't been to pray in some time. Could you show me like, can I like draw like a thing in the sand? I guess we're like near dirt and be like,
No, you guys
what
are
I
just
know of
like
the
you're
island.
on your boat, and they've like pulled up to your boat to resupply. Yeah,
right.
they don't bring you onto land over here because there's this like coral reef that runs all the way around the island, which it makes it too thin for your large vessel to actually go into the cove. And so they have to
Well,
paddle out on a catamaran to get you.
I'll ask them for like vague directions, like, oh, whereabouts is that, in case I wanted to visit him.
They mentioned it's on the largest island within the cove.
Can your cleric of a stare cure blindness or deafness? Has he ever done these feats? I ask.
I don't think anyone's come to ask it of them yet. They shrug. They don't know. They haven't had need of that service yet, so who knows if it's available.
Just getting power level.
I go up to the two of them and say, we should be pretty careful here. They know that there's rogue wizards about. We're out here buying slugs and all sorts of weird kind of shit. And now you're asking where the cleric is. You know, we should just, if we want to keep trading with these people, we should keep our cards to our chest.
Well, I think it's pretty normal to ask where the cleric is in case you need to be healed.
Yeah, as long as you don't go and kill himself.
Well, what do you assume I'm going to kill him?
I can't see why else you'd want to go and see him.
Maybe I'm just feeling very... Yeah, I'm probably...
No one waves the other ship off, tells him to come back later, and we'll pay him. Bring all the shit, and we'll pay him then.
Yeah, they'll come
And the
back the
slugs.
next day. You guys can pay them. You see some other ships come and stop, and the catamaran go out to them and provision them with some supplies. But no one bothers
I
you
think
all.
When the ship comes back, the guy who's there, I'm going to give him from my character sheet 5 gold pieces, and say, thanks for doing business with us. I hope that we can continue to work together in the future.
Friend, it's a real pleasure to do business with you. Come by anytime
good,
you
good.
need any supplies.
We'll see you next time. I give him a wink.
I'm taking...
Yes.
Oh, wait.
He's writing
How
it down, you see? He's writing it down. Goodwill. Gave 5 gold.
How many slugs did I get, Koibu?
10? No, 15. You said 10 to 20.
15.
They split the difference.
Okay. And then how much leather did I get?
10 strips?
Cool. And then how much are we calling that weight? Can I just call 10 1 pound?
Yeah. 1/10 of a pound each for the leather strips, I think is fair.
I will also
15
ask
slugs
the-
a pound.
Go ahead.
The jar with the slugs weighs a pound, yeah.
Cool.
What were we going to say, Sale?
I was gonna say, speaking of the this island, the High Inquisitor is going by. Do we want to hang around and see what happens, or do we want to just get out of here?
We want to get the fuck out of here.
High Inquisitor's coming here.
Yeah, didn't the guy say? I think he said the High Inquisitor is coming to do like some ritual.
You said he was
What
coming
do
by,
they
yeah.
do here, Neilrim?
You guys don't need to worry about it too much, but they basically check out all the kids and see which ones are going to go and be somebodies in the world and see
They
which
do
ones
what?
will... They check out the kids. I give them a stern look.
Damn, these guys
And
are
check
fucked up.
out who are going to be the somebodies and who are going to be the nobodies. I was checked out by multiple clerics, and I was destined
Mine's
to
a
be a
lot.
somebody. Yeah.
Listen, no,
However, my
you know,
parents thought different of it.
it's not your fault that that happened to you, you know?
I start to say that I start rolling my R. How much powdered corn extract did I get? How many castings worth?
15 castings
Infinite,
worth.
okay.
Yeah.
The High Inquisitor, Nolan, what's that mean? This guy, hot shit?
He's hot shit.
Alright, let's get
If
the
you
fuck
fuck
out
with
then.
him, you will we will die in an instant.
I assume he would have a huge entourage too.
Yes.
Archie's gonna pull John aside and he's be like, "Damn, did you hear about that wizard and the cleric that apparently kidnapped a baroness? That was crazy. Do you guys think those people are like competing with us? Or what's going on here?"
Watch it. You know how people are. Stories get out of hand. I think they might have been talking about Sale and Nora.
His eyes will widen. You killed a baroness? It's kind of,
No, it's got to be that girl at the tavern, right?
yeah, I guess.
Wait a minute. Nillarim.
What?
Those guys, they were saying something about a rogue wizard killing a baroness's daughter.
I nod.
Who's that? That didn't happen, right? They were talking about us, no?
I mean, I don't think she died. Maybe. I don't know. I was out of the tavern. You saw me. I was with you. No, Norm is semi-lying because he knows you probably kicked her, so I'm going to throw up a charisma check. You probably know he's lying all the
Yeah, well, we didn't see no Baroness's daughter in there. This place was a shithole. It was filled with...
Well,
filled with
didn't I tell
horse.
you? I told you about the ring, and I told you about the necklace. I thought I informed you that that was the Baroness's daughter.
I think I'd remember something like that.
Yeah, well, I think you're misremembering, because I
Yeah.
told you, and I actually wanted to go in, grab her, and I wanted to ransom her. But you said we've caused too much trouble, and you can't go cloud killing
Yeah,
everybody.
yeah. You know, while you guys were fucking around fighting, I was drinking that whole night. Maybe some of the memories have blurred a little bit. All right, well, Archie. Yeah, it turns out that bit might be true. She's not dead, though, right? You just robbed her a bit. Maybe
No,
she
she's
did
dead.
die.
I know, and she's dead.
No, she's dead.
I made sure of it, Captain.
But you killed her on purpose.
Gives you a sly smile.
Remind me not to cheat you in cards.
She's probably the most evil person I've ever seen, Captain. She's a rich baroness, and she's down there stealing money from poor people.
You're not
By
wrong.
God, if someone deserved death, she did.
You're not wrong. You did the world a favor, son.
And
All right, let's get out of here before Fancy Pants gets over here.
Right. Re-provisioned. You guys head back to base to drop your stuff off?
we drop all the shit off. Yeah. In a pinch, Koibu, I will use a spellbook page. I have 42 loose spellbook pages from that one wizard that we killed. So in a pinch, I may use one.
Okay, cool. So it's 2 days back to Port Ferris. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. No encounters along the way. You can drop your stuff off on the boat. And
I
that
check
will-
for fireflies at our island.
your...
I don't think I've ever checked there before.
Well, we're not stopping, are we? Or are we? Oh, I guess
we have
do
to stop real
just-
quickly,
Just
yeah.
drop all the stuff, yeah.
I
I'm gonna
also
unload
yeah.
the boat.
We can do a night in the base now. Unload all the stuff, get everything set up. That makes sense.
Right. You see no fireflies on your island. However, at nighttime, you can see some fireflies on Flotsam Island, hanging out near
Curse the
the
gods.
lagoon.
Which god specifically do you curse?
Who would? No,
Nadinus?
curse. No, definitely not. This campaign, Nirum's cool with Nadinus.
She's
Nirum's
chill.
Nadinus' friend. Yeah, she's chill.
What's the
I'll
goddess
curse,
of light? Raloon?
Yeah.
Is that it, Neil?
Of light?
Luna?
Yeah.
Illumis.
Illumis. Curse Illumis.
Nah, Nirum will curse Drexel. He's been fucking him in cards anyways, so.
That's true, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Curse you, Drexel, for fucking me yet again.
Ah.
I'll go back inside.
All right. I
Okay.
think we spend the night in the base, and then we're going to head back to prison ship. And what I kind of want to do is do like a drive-by, and I want to see if there's like any additional ships like docked up against the prison ship.
Right. So we are going 1 day over to White Sands, the next island in the area. So you sail on over. What time of day do you leave your little secret base?
We always leave like super early in the morning
Yeah.
before like people are fucking
Under a
around.
blanket of fog.
So like 3 a.m. Yeah, and I have fog cloud for that.
Okay, so you always leave super early. You fog cloud your way out, so if anyone sees a ship, it's just sort of a ship that has appeared from the far side of the island.
Yeah.
Yeah, excellent.
Not from the entrance to our
Right,
cove.
right. And you can make your way over towards White Sands. You will see the same prison ship floating out in the harbor. Some other ships have arrived and changed positions, but, you know, it's just a few other boats around here that are at the dock. Yeah. Otherwise, it
Okay,
appears
I
more or
think
less the same.
So I say that let's do a drive-by of the ship. We'll slowly go past it, take it all in, and then we can like discuss what we're gonna do as we think about like turning around to come back to it. Because we can't just roll up on it. We need a plan.
Sure. How close would you like to get? You know that nautical protocol means giving other ships of your size or larger, or smaller actually, a pretty wide berth. You don't want to accidentally run into a situation where you hit another boat. It's a terrible thing. Lots of ocean. Usually you give each other at least 100 feet of space. So you can probably get within 100 feet without causing any alarms or problems, but if you get any closer than that, it's going to become highly suspicious highly quickly.
Yeah, well, when we go by at a safe distance, then 120 feet or something.
Okay.
I want to get an idea for how many men are on the deck, how easy it would be to like climb rigging and get up on their ship.
Yeah. Well, it's been about 2 weeks since you've been here last. As you sail by the top deck, you can see that there's 4 archers up there with bows. You know, the bows are sort of just over their backs. You can see quivers over their shoulders as well. No, they don't have any armor on. And you can see that there is additionally some sort of lookout who's got a spyglass and is perched at the prow of the ship. I'm sorry, not the prow, and the crow's nest on the top sail, kind of looking out with a little spyglass and examining things. As you guys are sailing by, they're looking down at you to see what's going on your boat.
Are they bows or crossbows?
Bows, regular bows. However, your boat is powered by ethereal rowers.
Oh, that's a good point.
Which would probably be hard to spot from far away.
But when you're within 120 feet and they've got a spyglass,
Nick,
that's
why'd you
not
take
too
so
hard to
close?
spot.
You dumb fuck.
You begin to sail past them, and when you realize that they are looking right down into you.
I cast magic missile on the spyglass guy at his head.
What is the range of magic missile?
Very far, Koibu.
All right, it's fucking go time.
You got to
then, I
double check
guess.
it then.
60 yards plus 10 per level.
That is definitely within range. Roll me your magic missile dice, my friend.
Okay, so my thinking here is I see that he spots us. Hopefully before he yells out, I can fucking doink him. 7.
That is some pretty good damage. Let's roll this guy's HP.
Funnily enough, it was take your son to work day, and it was the Baron's son on the lookout. You blast him with a magic missile.
Holy shit.
And the guy like topples backwards in the crow's nest, but doesn't die.
No. Deck save not to fall off the crow's nest. Come on.
True.
The crow's nest has got like a wall around it. You know, it's.
Yeah, but you said he toppled backwards.
He toppled back.
He topples backwards into the nest. The wall is higher than the center of mass of a person to exactly prevent such issues.
That was a surprise round. Can we roll initiative now?
Wait,
Yes.
how far
I think
away
it's a
is
surprise
my
round for
first round?
Hold on,
everybody.
Nick, I still might get him.
Let's
well,
roll
I'm-
for initiative.
All right, well, it's just you, Moon.
I got it. Don't worry. We're chilling. This is why I took 3 magic missiles today.
What a legend. Absolute beast.
I don't think you can beat me in initiative.
No, but as I said, he topples backwards. He's no longer in viewpoint. The archers are in viewpoint, though.
Punch
Wait,
someone.
he's really not in view?
Like, so imagine a person like in a box or something up on top of a sail who's looking down at you,
Yeah,
and then they get hit and they're like, ooh. So now they're below that high railing that we had talked about that is above center of mass.
He toppled.
Can I change my spell then?
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, how could you fall off a chair? There's things on either side of the back.
Fucking true.
Maybe, man.
You fucking got it, Ash, dude.
You know what? That's a great point, Captain Winters. Why don't you take negative 100 experience?
Do you know what, Neil? I'm doing it just to maintain the moral high ground.
I roll an initiative before them.
Okay.
50 from each class.
Oh my god.
I don't think we're gonna be able to fuck with this prison ship anymore.
Okay, I wasn't. You know what? We're rolling into initiative right now, but we're also at a breaking point. Why don't we take a break so I can set up the battle map, and then we'll come back on the other side with the first round of combat. See you guys in just a few minutes. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Tomb Tides of Death.
I saved.
It's Obscuria.
We're rolling initiative, so let us roll
I
initiative
rolled
here.
a 4.
Excellent.
Can you take us to the map, Neil, so we can...
Yes.
Our dude is up there.
Oh, we're ramming them. Fuck it.
Yeah. So this is just the original alignment of your ship. You were going probably parallel with them when all this happened from a distance of 120 feet. So do you want to...
Is our
say?
ship made to ram?
No, it is not made to ram. You could alter it,
That's where I'm on it. Yeah.
affixing a ram underneath the waters so that you could like plow into it and make it sink, or other such things can be affixed. But you guys are going like parallel with it right now. So
Yep.
if you want to turn around to a point where you can come up next to the ship, it's going to be actually a couple of rounds of sailing in order to get all the way up against it. You can't just like, ships are slow moving, awkwardly maneuvering thingamajobbers.
How strong is the sea here?
I don't know what sort of answer I could give you that would be meaningful. Why don't you tell me what you...
Could I swim from our ship to their ship?
Yeah, they're down current of you. You could throw yourself off and just swim towards it if you wanted.
Is there rigging for you to climb the ship?
You would need to make a climb walls check to get up this side of the ship to the point where you could grab onto the rigging, because it is a prison ship. It's not designed to be easily boardable without permission from those on it.
Yeah. Fuck it.
Fuck it.
Fuck it.
That's what he said.
Where's my character token? Oh, there we go.
Yeah, I cast Fog Cloud, so I rolled in at 4. Just gonna throw it up there. 4.
Oh, right.
I'm going to be casting this as a fog bank. The spell creates a fog of any size and shape up to a maximum of 20 foot cube per caster level. The fog obscures all sight, normal and infravision beyond 2 feet.
Okay.
4 20-foot cubes.
So when you're placing this fog cloud, where are you going to place it? Because for your ship to get closer to theirs, you're actually going to have to sail like out, and like around and then back again, to like approach it. So if you put a fog cloud somewhere, you're probably going to move outside of the fog cloud unless it's I don't know what. So where do you want to put your fog cloud?
What does my 18 int say? And then my regular int would probably say like somewhere over here because we're already sailing.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe they get shots on us 1 round, but then for like the next 2 or 3 rounds they won't because we're going to be going around.
Mm-hmm.
That's my guess is what would probably be the best way to do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Captain Winters, you're going to throw yourself off the ship and swim over to theirs.
Hey, Nilrum and Archie are going first.
That's right.
I think
The fog bank comes down.
Right. And who is currently powering the oars? Whose job is it to be the rower?
That's a good question, actually.
I think it is normally Archie who runs the drums of the ship.
Yes.
So, Archie, are you going to continue to steer the ship and steer it up to them, or do you have another plan?
I'll continue steering. Yeah.
Okay. So you're in charge of rowing. Someone else needs to be in charge of steering.
Yeah.
Who's the steerer?
Nilrum can probably steer and cast. He'll steer after he casts.
Okay. So Nilrum will be in the back, working
Am I gonna
the
be
rudder.
Able to cast and steer? If
Yeah,
not,
because
then
you
I'm gonna
can stop and the boat will continue mostly forward. You can cast your spell, then you can grab the steering rudder and
Okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
I'll cast and steer.
Okay. Sail, what are you up to?
I am casting light.
Excellent.
And I think I rolled in at an 8.
We'll put you at an 8 over here. And John, what are you doing?
So once the fog bank comes down, is there fog obscuring my view of the enemy archers?
No.
Can we put the fog on the map?
Yeah, well, I
archers
wanted to
can
get
still see
everyone's
me.
actions before everything resolves, because that's typically how it goes. Is we declare actions. So what are your actions,
Okay.
Nick?
Yeah, I'm diving in. Right, I'm gonna get to the side of their boat, and then if I can, I'm gonna like shimmy around it a little bit and try and climb up the other side.
Okay, so you are gonna do the dive and swim.
Right, yeah. I'm doing it. I'm a goddamn legend.
All right. Fog cloud. And how big is the fog cloud supposed to be?
Fuck, I just typed it. 20-foot cube per caster level. So 2, 2, 2, 2.
Okay, so this fog cloud that we have here
In any shape and
is
size I want.
15. So I think this is 20 feet here. Yeah, so this is 20 foot cube per caster level. You get 4 of them because you're 4th level.
Yep.
Okay. I'm just going to assign one of these to you and then duplicate it. Controlled by MrMouton. All right, you should be able to move those 4.
Wait, so is it obscuring the view to the archers or not?
You don't know when you decide your action for the round, essentially. Right?
Okay. But, I mean, the spell is there before I jump off the boat.
But
Well, wait, I can pick where I want it, right? Hold on. I just want to
Well,
make
sorry, I
sure.
understand what you're saying here. Well, I could delay my initiative, right?
This might make your answer easier, Koibu. It's 10 yards away is the range.
your range is 10 yards, so up to 30 feet away from you is where you can create it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to just read a paragraph or two here from the player's handbook that talks about initiative. Yeah.
Yeah, he's mad at
There
you
we
now,
go.
man.
You don't even need to read it, Neil.
Yeah,
This isn't for you guys. This is for the viewers and the new players, okay? Wrath is leading a party through the corridors of a dungeon. Right behind him are Rupert and Delsinora. Rounding a bend, they see a group of orcs and trolls about 20 feet away. No one is surprised by the encounter. The DM has notes telling him that the orcs are hesitant. He secretly decides that they will fall back and let the trolls fight. The trolls, able to regenerate, are naturally overconfident and step forward to the front rank, cursing the orcs at the same time, and prepare to attack. Turning to the players, the DM asks, "What are you going to do?" Harry, playing Wrath, the dwarf who hates orcs. "Orcs? Charge!" Anne, playing Delsinora the wizard. Wait, what? No, don't do that. I was going to. Now I can't use Fireball. DM. Wrath is charging forward. Quick, what are you doing? John, playing Rupert the half-elf to Annie. Cast a spell to the DM. Can I fire my bow over him? DM. Sure, he's short. John. Okay, I'll shoot the orcs. DM. Anne, tell me what Delsinora is doing or she'll lose the round trying to make up her mind. Anne, got it. Acid arrow spell at the lead troll. DM. Fine. Harry, Wrath is in front. Roll for initiative. So generally, we declare our actions at the beginning of the round, not necessarily knowing what everyone else is doing or how it's going to resolve, and then the round resolves from there, being a chaotic situation. So, John, regardless of what these other fuckers are doing, because you don't know how it's going to play out, what are you doing?
Well, my plan was to jump in the water because I don't want to get shot by the archers.
Perfect. So you're jumping in the water. Your round may occur after his, but you might be in the water and swimming by the time the spell goes off, and you won't get to them until later in the round.
100%, Neil.
He
You're totally right.
absolutely just dressed you down in front of
He
everybody. He
did.
did. He really did. He really did just do that.
This is what you were talking about, isn't it, Nick? I feel bad
Do you
now.
want me? Shall I lose another 100 XP or?
Yeah, what do you want?
You can take 100 XP for
take it
being so
off,
patient with me.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
Yeah. So Nilram, you're first. Your fog clouds blanket the area. Archie keeps the boat rowing, and Nilram keeps it directed, and it goes roughly in that direction, but with the people on board. Yeah. Whee! Captain Winter throws himself off the boat when they get a little bit closer, and Sail casts light. At where or at who are you casting the light spell?
He cast darkness, I think.
I'm casting darkness. The
Darkness.
version. So I'm casting it at the back of the boat, on this mast on the tallest deck,
Ooh.
to try to create like an area of where these guys are just gonna have a hard time.
Excellent. I don't actually have a darkness, so we're going to use this death cloud as your darkness version, which is funsies. How big? What is the AoE of your darkness?
It is a 20-foot radius globe, so a 40-foot sphere.
Okay, so we're talking double the size of one of these guys. So we're talking something like this. Did you say 40-foot, 20-foot radius?
20-foot radius, 40-foot diameter.
Okay.
And it lasts for about a half an hour, I think.
Excellent. Oh, actually, here is a dark globe. Oh, perfect. This is actually a significantly better asset. Oh, yeah. Okay, I will give this to you and let you place it wherever you would like. Controlled by PotatoMcWhiskey. All right, there you go. Put it wherever you'd like.
Sorry to backseat email. Do you want to? Can you zoom out a bit? I don't think chat can see the contents of the enemy boat.
Yeah.
Careful, Nick. He's gonna get you again.
I know.
No, he's fine. He's fine.
Also, I cast it.
He's gonna read from the book.
I cast it pretty low too, so some of the sphere will like protrude into the boat.
Totally. Okay. And now Captain Winters is swimming across as they are all shouting and yelling.
I can get to the boat in one round. No.
Let me just check swim speeds because I don't remember how fast someone swims, and we started 120 feet away.
Yeah. Okay, but I would say that I've got a good dive off the edge of the boat, and the current is with me.
You're proficient in swimming, right?
I am.
All proficient characters are able to swim half their current land rate movement times 10 in yards, provided they're not wearing metal armor. A character with movement of 12 could swim 60 yards, 180 feet in a round. So you can easily make it over here with your dive and your swim, and you can get up to the side of this boat over here.
I want to go around this side over this way if I can.
Yeah.
Shimmy along the edge of the boat and try and get around to the other side.
You can.
So if I can, I don't know if I can do all that this round, but
Yeah, if they're 100.
Ideally, I'm coming over here. But...
Yeah, I think that is fine because that would be like 120 to here. We'll call it to here something. So then this is another 60 feet. That's pretty much exactly as far as you can go around the front of the ship to that side. I will give the people on board perception checks to see if they notice you because there are spells going off at the same time. The archers are shrouded in darkness. The spearmen aboard...
To be fair, there was a fog cloud probably before he jumped in.
Yeah. You can't tell if the spearmen can see you or not because you're, clearly below deck, but I know the answer to that question. Our archers who had knocked themselves some arrows can no longer see their targets and will come hurrying down to find you guys, but the fog cloud is now between you guys and them. So the archers just spend the round moving, trying to get into a position to shoot, but can't see you guys well enough to take a shot. Yeah, what do you want to argue?
I argue that maybe they spend like the whole round inside the darkness because being able to navigate at that point and get down, I assume, stairs, and to find your way is like incredibly hard, if not impossible. They're gonna have to go to the side of the ship and then slowly like walk over, but it's up to you.
Also, I mean, did they declare their intention to move down to that part of the ship at the start of the round, or?
They intended to shoot at you guys, and however their attack was
I'm just joking about
interrupted.
That. Okay, sorry, don't. I'm just... no, I'm sorry.
In order to act as this campaign's torpedo, I would say they would probably know the boat really well and be like, okay, here's the ladder.
Yeah,
but they're in pitch black. But yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. All right, second round. I think it's going to take you maybe 5 minutes to sail all the way around here. And I think for the first 2 minutes, you will be obscured by the fog cloud. The third minute, you'll be at the prow. The fourth minute, you'll be coming back. And the fifth minute, you'll be alongside them.
The third minute, I'm going to cast another fog cloud.
Excellent. You have another... All right. So as you guys come around the corner... Yeah. When you're doing one of these suckers and when you're like crossing them is when you fog cloud again.
Yeah, and I'm gonna fog cloud actually the deck.
Okay. So let me give you 1, 2, 3, 4 more fog clouds.
Ooh.
And during the second minute, Captain Winters is going to be making some actions solo.
You know what he thought to himself during the second round before he was going to cast this, and he actually is going to cast the same spell, but he's going to cast as a cloud-like fog kill, which is 40 by 20 by 20, and moves away from the caster at 10 feet per round. So we're pretty close here, so it's going to be like coming for them.
Okay, so we're going to be doing a cloud kill like thing here. So something like that.
That's looking good.
Yeah.
And then he's going to cast it like to go up on the boat. And everybody in my party at this point knows what it is, what it's supposed to be. It
So
doesn't kill them.
you can adjust that wherever you want now.
Yeah, I want it to go across the ship.
Perfect.
And it moves away at like a 10 feet per round, so hopefully...
But in the meantime, Captain Winters, you, sopping wet, are over here on the backside of the ship. You can hear the shouts from above, people yelling, there's a wizard aboard! I think these are them! They're the wanted people! It's the rogue wizard! What are you doing, Winters?
Alright, I'm climbing slowly and quietly up the side of the boat, and I want to, peek over the top and not do anything else. I just want to get, to the top of the boat and get a view of what's going on from here so I can leap into action next round.
Totally. Let's get you a climb check. Let me check what the modifiers for this situation are going to be. I would say it is a slightly slippery thing that you're doing. The boat is wet, so that is a minus 25% chance. But otherwise, I think the boat is a regular wall for you to climb.
Okay. It's not
You're
great.
Captain John Winters.
That's
you
true.
fucking got it.
I can
Yeah.
climb a wall.
You can climb a fucking-
So easy.
So easy. Holy shit.
Yeah. Yeah. You can make your way up the side of the deck, taking the round to get up there quietly. Peek up over the railing. You can look through one of the, what are they called? Scoops? Scuppers? Those little things that let water drain off the deck. And you can see through it to the positioning. There are clearly 3 archers on this deck, plus 2 spearmen that are standing near to the edge with spears aiming down just to make sure that no one can climb up. And one of the archers is standing near the stairway down and seems to be yelling at somebody down the stairs or yelling to the deck below. That would be the second round. Yeah. Round 3.
Did they react to the fog cloud at all? we hear
Did the
anything
fog
about
cloud come in on round 2 or round 3?
that? It would have came in on round 3. Sorry, that was round 2. I forgot.
Perfect. Yeah. So round 3, the fog cloud, the cloud kill type thing is coming in. Let's check these guys. Ooh.
Oh, on the
Yeah. Yeah.
on the second round, can I start casting Dust Devil?
Yes, because it is a 2-round casting time. Perfect. So it'll come into effect at the end of the 3rd round. So the cloud
Cast it on
kill
the ship. Nice.
like effect is moving in this direction.
Yeah, it's going that way.
The people on board quickly panic. Cloud kill is a known spell, and at least one of these people here has heard it. Winters, you can hear one of the guys say, "Oh my God, it's a poison cloud! Run!" Followed by, let's make some morale checks for these people. Pass.
Unlucky.
Fail. So 2 people, 2 archers will just throw themselves over the side of the ship to avoid the cloud kill. The other ones will back up as the cloud kill comes in, away from it. Not entirely certain that it's cloud kill, which is like a 4th level spell or something, but not really wanting to find out right away. And so they will do one of these suckers. Now this spell
And it
will
moves
also
10 feet per round.
sink to the lowest level possible, right?
That's right.
Okay, so it'll get
it's
to
gonna
about
sink to
here,
the
and then
ship,
it'll
yeah.
sink inside the ship at this point. This is round
Let me
3. Winters, what are you doing?
Well, now that I see these guys move back, I'm gonna try and scoot over to like this side and climb up here.
Yep,
Into
I
the
think you
darkness.
can just shuffle alongside and climb up into the darkness, and that can be your action for this round.
Yep.
All right, end of round 3. Your ship is moving across their bow, and Sail casts a Dust Devil.
I'm going to cast it towards the like in the water. I assume like Dust Devils like can go up and down onto the ship. I'm trying to keep it away from the fog, basically.
Okay.
So like
Levitate, I'm
somewhere-
not sure. I'm not sure it can levitate. Maybe. It
Yeah,
can.
you should check the spell. I can't remember off the top of my head.
There's 180 movement per round. It's an air elemental, essentially. I think it's like a very basic version of an air elemental.
I think so.
Yeah, can air elementals levitate?
Where's an appropriate Dust Devil type spell? Here we go.
Yeah, you know what? I'll put it like, but after the, I assume the cloud kill like fog will have moved in. I guess I'll cast it on like the top of the boat here, and they'll just like swirling around behind the cloud kill.
Nice.
But
Yeah.
Okay.
if that's okay.
Yeah, I was looking at something else. Where did you want to put it?
Just anywhere here that isn't
Okay.
interfering with this fog or this fog.
Great. I am just going to give you control of the Dust Devil, and you can place it wherever you want. It is 5 feet across, which is that size right there.
Awesome.
So we probably talked about this. I don't know if you want to do this, but I guarantee your characters during the months because we talk about our spells and stuff. It might be like a good tactic for your Dust Devil to suck up the cloud kill, because then you can move it around,
Yeah.
and you're gonna be able to like move a cloud kill onto people and stuff. So it might scare them more, but it's completely up to you.
Ooh.
Yeah. I assume we would have talked about like
Yeah, absolutely.
combining our powers and stuff.
So that's the end of the 3rd round. 4th round, the ship is now headed back in the direction of the prison ship.
Yeah, I'm
Really-
gonna start slowing the ship down.
Well, that's up to Archie to alter the speed. You alter direction. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. The ship is coming by. Nick, I need you to roll initiative at least against them. Sail, you're going to be controlling the Dust Devil, right?
Yeah, I think it goes on my turn, I think.
That sounds about right.
I don't know if it takes all of my actions to control it though.
It moves as directed by the priest, but dissipates if it's ever separated by more than 30 yards. Its winds are sufficient to put out torches, small campfires, exposed lanterns, other small open flames of non-magical origin. Hold a gas cloud or a creature in gaseous form at bay, or push it away from the caster, though it cannot damage or disperse such a cloud. If skimming above the ground, an area of loose dust or sand or ash, it picks these particles up in a 10-foot diameter centered on itself. Obscures normal vision. Creatures caught are blinded inside, and 1 round after they emerge. Casters caught in it must make saving throws to keep the concentration, or the spells are ruined. Excellent. And it does damage, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think you just
So-
maybe give it like a small direction.
Yeah.
As long as you have free attention. Yeah, go ahead.
Since it doesn't since it actually doesn't seem to dissipate cloud kill, I think. Did it say that in the spell? I'm actually
It
gonna
does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
to pick up some of the cloud kill, so it's like a terrifying green poison tornado.
Nice. Okay. So you can direct it, into that area, and it will tint itself green as it
And armor
sucks up the
cloud kill.
poison. Well, yeah, the cloud kill is also seeping down into the lower decks. So let's get initiative for anyone who wants to act in this round.
I rolled a 12.
Excellent.
I'm gonna spend my whole action maneuvering the boat and making sure that we can slow down and stop at the side so we can get on the ship.
Excellent.
Do we have anything resembling like a grappling hook on a rope?
you have ropes that have like loops on the other end, and a ship would have like little pylons and holders to attach ropes back and forth to. So all you have to do is make a nice lasso check to toss it on, or get close enough that you can actually just set it on.
You know, I was actually thinking of taking lasso as my weapon proficiency. I might actually do that.
That'd be sweet.
Yeah. Just more for that kind of thing rather than like lassoing people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So Nilram isn't here. Archie isn't here. Sail is going to try and grip the ship. So that'll be at the end of this round when the ships are close enough. So in the meantime, they see you guys coming. This guard will slip over to this side of the deck as the cloud kill dissipates beneath decks. This guard is going to come over here and he's going to try and fight the tornado. He's not sure if he can hurt it. But
Wait, sorry, Neil. Hang on. This guard's initiative is 15.
Oh,
So
yes.
I would go before him.
I'm sorry. I messed up my guards.
Also, it's a green tinted tornado. I don't know if he picks up on that, but yeah.
Yeah, so the first guy will come over to the side of the deck. And then the archer will go, who will just come to the side, pull out his arrow, and take a shot against Nilram, obviously. He's a clear wizard-looking feller. Why wouldn't you just shoot the wizard? So here we go.
Yeah.
10. Woo! Arrow gets deflected by your magic armor. And that is when Captain Winters comes sneaking out of the dark.
All right, I saw
Out
this
of the
guy in
night.
this spot as I climbed over into the darkness, and so I will slowly come up behind this guy and run him through with my rapier.
Go for it.
Now, can I get both of my weapons as backstabs here, or just one?
Just one.
So just the rapier, okay. And I'm getting +4 to hit, right? Because they're...
Yep. You're completely unaware of you. +4 to hit.
Yeah. Oh, shit. But it's no shield, no fighting style.
No shield.
No dex.
Well, fighting style and shield wouldn't matter from back attack or dex. None of those would matter. The only thing that would matter from back would be armor. But we mentioned earlier that on the ship, none of these guys have any semblance of armor whatsoever. So he is AC 10. So you just barely managed to skewer him. And this is a backstab ability. So roll me double damage dice.
Damage? Yeah.
Yeah, you can multiply or
10.
do double dice, whichever you want. Double dice is more fun. 10 is a murderous blow that kills the feller who dies on the spot.
And I spend the rest of my action to come up here and attack this archer with my offhand.
Yeah, I'm going to give the guy a saving throw to see if he would have called out or if he died too fast to alert people, because you did overkill him, and it was a sneak attack with a rapier through his back, so I'm imagining this is a one-shot, one-kill thing.
Yeah. But I think I changed my mind now. I think I managed back into the darkness.
Sure. He does roll a 19 on a saving throw, calls out that he has, like, ah! And so the archer throws a look over his shoulder in time to see the guy, like, slump to the ground. And is, then shouts out, "They're on the ship! I think!
Hearing
maybe."
the guy fall out, I'm going to ready an attack. If I, I know, so with my offhand, I guess, if I hear someone coming up those stairs into the darkness, I want to get them as they come into the darkness.
Perfect. All right. Sail. It's your turn. The whirlwind is ablazing.
I think I'm gonna make an attempt to grab a piece of rope and jump in the water and climb up the boat myself. Oh, actually, climbing check. I'm gonna try and just lasso.
You're gonna lasso?
I'm gonna try and throw a piece of rope and just get a tight grip so I can climb up.
Yeah. Give me a dex check a seamanship check. That seems appropriate, because this is definitely core sailing ability is lassoing onto other ships or onto docks as you sail past.
Yeah.
Perfect. Easy score. You can lasso the ship and it'll begin to pull it in nice and tight against the other ship, allowing you guys to grab onto rigging and dock and board. Okay, other guard is gone. Archer will get a second shot at the end of the round. Does he have the morale to do it? Oh my god, he kills his morale check. He absolutely notches another arrow. You're here. Actually, you should be at the back-ish. He will take another shot at the wizard. Let's do it. 12. It's a closer arrow. But I still think it sails over your head and into the waves behind you. Fifth
Armor is
round.
invaluable.
Yeah, it's very good.
So it's been 5 minutes. So if there's help coming from the shore, they might know by now. Like,
We'll see. I guess you can throw a look back over to shore, and you haven't seen anyone coming yet.
okay.
Not yet, at least. And it'll take them a while to row out here, even if they did start coming, because you guys are maybe like 2,000 feet off the shore. So it'll take a few minutes to row to. Fifth round, the boats are adjacent to each other. You guys can begin your boarding operations. And also, the people who were resting and recuperating below decks, who were not armed and armored and ready for a fight, are beginning to appear. Excellent. So initiative order, please.
Wait, did we not want to use the dust cloud?
Oh, right,
To
your
block.
dust cloud.
Yeah. I guess I'll put it like over here-ish.
It can attack, right?
Yeah,
It
it can attack.
can.
Actually, yeah, I'll attack this guy.
Am I continuing drumming this round?
No, this round you are already close enough to the other ship that you can stop rowing and board at the end of the
Got
round. Yeah.
Yeah.
I should probably get a pet sheet for the Dust Devil. It is. I don't know what its plus to hit is.
Its bonus to hit is +1. 10. So the Dust Devil's coming after this person who will alter their attention to deal with the Dust Devil and sort of fall back a little bit, use the shields to keep the Dust Devil at bay, and it won't hit them, but it will turn this guy's attention to face the Dust Devil rather than facing down the ship to like stab at people who are trying to climb up.
Awesome.
Now it's initiative order for everyone who hasn't done it yet.
I like hold on to Archie because you said at the end of the round you can get up there.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I'm giving him enlarge.
Excellent.
Nice.
Okay. So Archie's got to wait till the end of the round to grab on. This guard is going to go first. He gives a shout to the people below decks to hurry the hell up, and then he will make an attack against the Dust Devil. This whirling blaze of stuff about him. And he scores a hit, I think.
Yes.
AC.
It has AC 4.
Yeah, so that's the old way of AC. You want to flip that over 10. So it's actually AC 16, which is nice. But a 20 will still hit AC 16
You
for...
do 20 minus the AC. If
Gotcha.
anyone's wondered.
Yeah.
I think it has 2 hit dice, but I don't know what its hit dice are.
2d8 for HP, and it will take 4 damage. Why don't you roll us 2d8?
Oh, there you
All
go.
right. It is still alive. I will give it a blue HP bar. So that is that guard's turn. Nilrum casts Enlarge. Enlarge goes off. Archie is
40%
now 40% larger. Sail, it's your turn. You and the Dust Devil go at the same time.
Yes, I'm going to try to scramble up the rope or rigging and stuff like that and get up onto the boat.
Right. So you and Archie can do that at the same time. Why don't we do the Dust Devil right now?
Yeah, it'll try to score an attack against the same guy.
D20 plus 1 to hit.
Nice.
Oh, easy hit. The Dust Devil occupies the Guardian's square. It moves over him and his shield, picks up small things. The winds batter him, ripping across him, tearing his clothes, picking up any loose bits of debris that managed to smash this guy all over the place. Roll me 1d4 damage. Ooh, it's not a lot. Barely affects him.
For that guy, though.
And this is when Sail and Archie can pull themselves onto the deck. This has gone like this, except for the darkness is still where it was supposed to be. There we go. So Archie and Sail. I think there are no checks involved to scramble up because there's essentially no defender on the side. So you guys can make your way up and make your attacks.
Sure, I'd like to attack the archer with my rapier.
Do it. 9 is not gonna no, because he'll turn to face you as you climb up. So AC 10, you stab and miss. Archie, who are you attacking?
I will also attack the archer.
Right. 14 is a easy blow against the archer. Roll us your normal damage, and then we increase the d6 by 40%. So 4 times 1.4. Oops.
Is 5.6. We round up.
8.6 damage to the 5 HP archer is a kill. Archer goes down.
That will turn and attack the person next to me.
Yes, his full attention is on the dust devil that is fighting him. You get +2 for back attack.
Wait, he's blinded as well by the dust devil.
Ah, then you have +4 to hit.
Well, he's got -4 AC actually.
Easy. All right.
Yeah, because that does include the +4. So easy hit on this guy's back. And then 3 times 1.4 is
4.2.
So 5 damage.
Thank
so 8
you.
damage.
8 damage. It is a flutter of blows against his back and spine and neck, which leaves the guy crying out in pain and whipping wildly about, trying to figure out where the hell these attacks are coming from while he's blinded.
Archie just out here vaporizing people again.
The one guy in the stairwell, who's right below Archie, is going to stab up.
Same time as me though.
At the same time as you. So go ahead and make your action, Captain Winter.
All right. Well, I come to the edge of the darkness here. Do I see any like crates or barrels?
On the top deck, yes, there are a few crates and barrels stacked about.
Can I grab one and like throw it at this guy to try and like knock him back down into the deck?
Yes,
like,
you can.
He's like climbing up the ladder, right? Like I want to. Like,
No, it's a
shove it at his
staircase.
face.
It's just a regular
Oh,
walking
staircase.
staircase. Yeah.
Oh, well, in that case, then never mind. I jump down here. I'm stopping him.
All right. He stabbed at Archie with a 17 plus 1 for flanking is an 18, and that will hit Archie just barely for 3 points of damage. And then Winters, you can stab at him. High ground, +1 to hit. Flank, +1 to hit.
And flank attack, right? So it's a
Yep.
total +2.
Whoosh. Stab and miss.
My offhand?
Is a dagger, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if you can dagger someone that far below your deck.
Okay.
Can you think of another thing to do with your dagger?
No, I'll just
throw
save it for a block or something.
Okay.
I've got a second attack at the end of the round though,
Okay.
which is
The-
now I think.
It is now. The other, you can see below the deck as well, there are other guards who are stuck down there trying to get up that one staircase.
Yeah. Okay.
So go ahead and make your offhand attack, or your second attack, I mean.
19 this time. No
Easy
shield, no
blow.
armor.
Yeah, you stab the shit out of him.
Okay, almost a crit, but not quite. 3 damage. No.
Okay. We do not have another staircase up. Oh no! That is the only staircase up on the ship. What a disastrous design for our current predicament. You stab the guy for 3. The HP bar slightly moved. And we roll initiative. The guys in the water are essentially out of combat and won't be a problem.
Am I able to climb up as well? And
Yeah. Yeah,
Well,
you could have done that this round.
yeah, if possible.
But you would have had to join at the spot where they did. You'd have to be over here in the midst of everything.
I can't like use my because I didn't do anything else that round, did I?
No,
I
because
cast
the
spell
ships
and
are sort of bowed on the side, so there's really only
Okay.
like 1 or 2 good really crossing points.
Oh, cross over here.
Perfect. This guy down here rolls initiative. This one rolls initiative. Terrible. Sail, you're first up.
Yeah, I'm going to squeeze past John and circle around behind this guy, and I might be able to get a strike on this guy.
Totally.
Right.
Yeah, you're above and behind him. Go ahead and get me a +3 to hit. Oh, you critical the sailor below
Double.
you.
No, we're not doing double crits, right?
We're not doing
No,
double
sorry.
crits. Yeah.
So it's regular damage plus.
Plus a 1d6.
No, plus d6 plus 1, it's a rapier, that's the base damage.
Oh, wow. Plus d6 plus 1.
Yeah. So just roll that again.
Oh, roll it again.
Yeah. 10 points of damage brings the rapier right down from the top through the clavicle into the core of the body, causing him to bleed out and die on the spot, instantly dead.
That's that anatomy skill for you coming in handy. Just going straight for the arteries.
Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll have my whirlwind attack the guy that it engulfed.
Yes. 8 is going to be, well, I guess it has +4 to hit because he's blind. And it's sort of attacking from every direction at once, so I'll give you his, like, non-shielded... Well, I'll give him half his shield. That's still going to hit. Roll me d4 damage against him. Because it's, like, around him, so it's not just attacking from the front. It's attacking from every conceivable side. So we're going to do 3 damage to the character. Nilrum, you've crawled onto the boat. This guy is still wailing about. What are you going to do?
Can I see anybody down the ship, like down deck?
Yeah, you can definitely see Captain Winters and Sail stabbing at people on the staircase.
Okay, I'll magic missile one of the people on the staircase.
Great, because they are showing up
7.
nowish. Yeah. 7 HP to this guy right here. Ooh, almost kills him, but not quite. I'm just going to move the dead guy into the ocean as this guy is moving forward. All right. Next one is going to... From underneath you, Nilrum, the guard is going to try to open that hatch. Do hatches on ships open up? I think they open up and out. So he's got like a pole from down below that he's using to try and like pop open that hatch. I guess you're standing on that half of it, so he's going to do it to this other half over here. And he will pop the hatch here. No shield. I know the token shows a shield, but that's just because they all do. And he's going to make a strength check to try and jump and grab and pull himself up and out. So 1d20 plus 12 is a natural 20. He chucks his spear up on top of the deck, gives a leap, and then just like full pull-ups himself over onto this side, grabs his spear, and with a natural
Can I have
20.
a reaction?
Yeah, but you don't have a...
kick his spear now.
Ooh.
Kick attack on his spear away or no?
You were casting a spell. He's throwing a spear over here. Give me... If you can beat a 32 on a dex check, then you can get to it before he pulls himself up.
I'll try.
Yeah, you should always try.
Oh.
No.
Oh, it's so close. Yeah, you move towards the spear to kick it just as he pulls himself up and stands to his full height, but I think that's his action. That round is opening and getting out. Winters, it's your turn.
Seeing this guy crawl out of here. Can I get away from this guy without giving him a sack opportunity, given that he's like in the staircase?
Yeah, because
so
he's down there, so you can, if you just lean back, he can't even see you anymore to hit you.
Yeah, I'm gonna come around here and attack this guy with both weapons.
Go for it.
Flank attack, yeah?
Yep.
Okay. 18 on the rapier, 5 on the offhand.
18 skewers the side of the man.
Well, 2 damage.
It's a gentle skewer.
A gentle skewer.
Just one of the designated good guy spots, you know, through the shoulder, which is apparently non-damaging to any of your actions whatsoever, because you don't need your shoulder to fight or take actions. That's
Give
what.
it 5 minutes screen time, you'll be fine.
Exactly.
You're back to full strength.
Who else is next up? That is a dead guy in the water. Oh, it's Archie's turn. Oh my god.
Big damage.
Someone
coming
pray
in.
for them.
Start punching the guy that he punched last round.
Someone pray for the NPCs. 15 is a hit. 6 points of damage. Knocks him to the ground.
Extra. It's
oh, right,
6
an extra
plus 4
1.
points,
So
yeah.
7. Yeah, it's still unconscious, dying.
Archie's gonna move over to whoever's closest, really.
This guy here in the staircase.
Yeah. And fire off another punch.
+1 to hit for high ground. Oh my god, it's a critical hit on the 1 HP guard.
This guy's head's getting smashed.
It is so much damage, it doesn't even matter. You break his face. You know, you like hit the shield hits his face, and then you hit him again in the face, and the nose breaks, and then again in the forehead, and the whole thing just caves in, and the bloodied corpse just lays down here at the bottom.
I get a third attack at the end of the round, right?
You do.
Okay.
Anyone else down there?
There is one more guard, but after that display, he backs down into a different section of the ship. Like, instead of coming out, he runs the fuck into some hiding place below deck, leaving us with,
On guard.
I guess it's last round, Archie, or second attacks.
Not for me this round.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good.
Did you have a second attack to make?
You can attack this guy up here.
Oh, right, there's another guy there, right? Yeah. I'll
Yeah. That black box that I've made is not standable ground because it's open, but it doesn't matter. You walk next to it and swing across and crack him one more time. And he goes
7.
off the side of the ship as the railing breaks under the force of the blow, splashing into the water and disappearing below the waves.
Archie will give a ecstatic whoop as he just killed 3 people this round.
Yeah.
I'll just look
Yeah.
at the carnage and say, I guess we didn't need a plan.
I guess not. Oh shit! The guy on the. I turn around and run up and feel for the thing up here and start climbing the thing to the lookout point.
You can climb up to the crow's nest.
It's gonna be great. Is this guy dead up here?
No.
Okay. Should I roll initiative?
probably a
Well,
kid.
as you're crawling up, you can see that there's just like a little hatch there, or a little hole in the bottom of the crow's nest, and the guy is looking down it to see what's like. He's been looking through that hole to watch what's happening on the ground below. Now that you've like crawled out of the darkness, you can see the kid's eye staring down at you.
All right. I shout up to him. Surrender, kid. You don't need to die here.
I surrender.
All right. Give me a spyglass. Get down.
The kid holds the spyglass down to you.
I take it. Oh, fucking yes. Here we
All
go.
right. You can make your way back down. The kid will follow shortly thereafter. We are out of time, so I'm just going to go through this next segment a little bit quickly. You can head down into the hull of the ship. It is indeed a converted cargo ship, now made to haul prisoners. Jail cells are all over the place. But there's only one prisoner in all of the ship. It is a crusty old sailor with long gray hair that comes down to like probably back here. It's all wiry and all over the place. His left foot is missing, and he's got this short little peg where his foot was. His right hand is missing, and it's got this like wooden box on the end of it that seems to have like a screw sticking out of it, as if you could screw something on to where the hand would have been. And there he is.
And he says, "Yar, what do you be doing on my ship?"
Took you long enough to get... You're not my crew. Who the hell are you? He calls out.
Well, I need to think about the answer to that, Neil. Can we do this next time? Or?
We can do this next time.
Yeah.
And that will wrap us up for today. When we come back next week, we will meet Wiley, the older, retired pirate who no longer has the sea legs or the sea hands to do his job. And that's it.
Awesome. Good session.
Let's do this quick because I know we are short on time. Anyone have anything to say before we go?
I'm gonna play some Here's the Snow on the stream after this if you want to stick around.
Make sure to check out reddit.com/r Koibu.
For
Yes.
the discussion thread on the episode. Yep.
Yep, I'll link
Yep.
it in my chat.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Nice.
Bye bye.
All right,
Thanks
that's
for
it.
watching, everyone.
Great. Thanks for watching. See you
See you
later.
guys. Bye.